Once upon a time in Nazi-occupied France, Quentin Tarantino is undoubtedly one of the great modern directors. And by the end of this episode, we'll decide whether 2009's Inglourious Basterds is his masterpiece. World War II, Tarantino, Pitt, and a group of Jewish American soldiers whose mission is quite simply kill Nazis.
Nazis.
It's as a delicious a premise as you'll ever get. Does it deliver? In short, yes. But we'll go much deeper than that. We have the whole team of Born to Watch bastards tonight, and I'm expecting nothing more than 100 Nazi scalps from each of you. Or at the very least, stay invested for at least the whole first 60 minutes. Dan, you're a cock.
That's the bingo!
Welcome back, Daniel. It's been some time.
Welcome back.
I'm running out of excuses, but yes, I did manage to dodge Born to Watch for several weeks. It's been glorious getting my nights back. I'm a little busy on the land. So, but yes, at least you got me with one that I don't think it is premature adulating to say I'm quite fond of this flick and looking forward to discussing it.
Excellent. G-Man, welcome back again. Well, you've never been away. You're a piece of furniture.
And here, Morgs, really, is your, you're on the land, you're busy. Are you like Pierre Lapidite, just out there with a little axe on the grass?
Yeah, I've got a question on that. I've got a question on Lapidite.
Drinking eggs, my daughters, like Rocky. They bring me a little basin to wash myself in, wash my pits.
Mate, I've been around you. I reckon that's the most you ever do to wash.
I reckon I would actually say the basin's the back cake.
Yeah.
I do sweat a bit on the land. It is true, and it is visible sweat that comes out in my back. But yeah, look, I can see the resemblance. If I was around in the 1940s, I think that I would be very similar to that. I would have spunked out three very good-looking daughters, as noticed by Hans Alander, and would have been just tending to my flock, making the good milk, and hiding a few Nazis under the floorboards. Not fucking Nazis, sorry, hiding a few foes of the Nazis, a few local Jews,
a few Jewish people. Yes, our own little man.
Oh,
Damo.
Right, yes. Nicknames. That's a good one. They were laughing. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yep.
Well, you're not circus midget small, but you know.
No,
you are a little fella.
Yeah. Well, look, it's interesting to be surrounded by a Tarantino sycophants, so it'll be good to have a different perspective.
Dan, I spoke to Dan when we said we were doing Inglourious Basterds. I spoke to Dan.
Yep.
I said the whole team's in. He goes, I don't want to do that movie with fucking Damo.
Well, you've escaped with like Fight Club and Pulp Fiction.
We have dodged you a bit for some of the ones that we know
knew
you're
I
not
was going to turd them. Yeah.
I like your perspective. I'm looking forward to hearing it. I'm
got to have a balanced perspective.
Yeah, we do. Okay, we are Born to Watch, the movie podcast where we don't take ourselves or the movies too seriously, except Damo.
During the Snorbs report.
Mate, this will be an absolute belter.
And I've always said the quality of the movie, well, the quality of the Snorbs report's got a lot to do with the quality of the movie. So
this is a belter.
This is, far out. In, like, say, New Zealand, they're good at rugby.
Yes.
USA are good at basketball. French, getting their tits out in movies.
Absolutely. Snorbs.
That is.
Well, we've had a free
Snorbs.
Yeah. We've had a Snorbs report Hall of Famer.
Oh, we've got a Hall of Famer already. Yeah, Sophie Marceau.
Yeah. Well done, gentlemen. 2009 movie. 16 years old.
Wowzers.
Can't believe this is 16. That is amazing.
It's 16. Incredible that this is 16 years old.
So Brad Pitt's like 46, 45, something.
Yeah.
45, 46.
He's a good-looking man. Good-looking man.
We'll circle back on that a bit later.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. I'm sure Morgs has got him in Quickfire. Now, Damo, we'll start with you. Do you remember the first time seeing this and first memories?
Well,
And actually, overs and unders,
yep. Yeah. Well, I'm
comfortably 10.
I'm on. Well, your scale, I'm on 3.
Yeah, but you're 1.
Two of those movies, I got to about 20 minutes in, and I turned it off. This time, I watched the whole thing, so I've got 1 full watch and 2
starts.
20 minutes. Yep, starts.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And that's only just recently.
And that's recently, like probably 2 years ago is the first time I gave it a whirl.
Wow. This came out when we had the video shop. 2009.
Oh well, yeah. Well,
were
I sold it in sort of May 2009.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Probably missed it.
Yeah.
G-Man, same for you. Overs and unders of 10. First memories.
To be honest, I can't remember. I know when coming out, did we watch it at your place? Were you at the movies?
Look,
Must have.
Look, I have a story about this that doesn't include you guys, but
I can't remember where I first watched it.
I got a feeling we did watch it at my house.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we actually went to the movies together to see this.
I remember it. Yeah, I don't remember going to the movies to watch it, but I've seen it probably between 10 and 15 times. Not a huge amount,
Okay.
but enough.
Well, it is a huge amount compared to the little man here.
Yeah.
But, okay, Dan, you overs and unders 10.
Oh, I'm
First
overs.
memories.
Yeah, overs. If I have a go-to for a Quentin film, then this is the one I go to. So I've seen all of them multiple times, but if I get a hankering, this is where I head.
Yeah, I'm the same. This is going to be very interesting about where this sits. A discussion we might have a little bit later on about where this sits in the Quentin stable. I saw this movie at the Sydney premiere at the State Theatre.
Ooh.
I remember this. Yes.
Yeah. So I went to the State Theatre.
Right?
Quentin was there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Diane Kruger was there.
Crew.
And Christoph Waltz was there.
Oh,
right?
Oh.
And they did a little bit of a question answer prior to the movie starting.
Okay.
And it was fucking packed. It was amazing. And so I've watched this movie, incredible. Left the State Theatre, turned left to head up towards George Street, and there's an alley next to the State Theatre. I go to cross, and on my left, Quentin Tarantino coming out of the alley.
Whoa.
He's as close as me to you.
Jeez.
And I look at him, and he looks at me, and we register, and I go,
Give him the nod.
I go, great movie, Quentin. He goes, thanks, mate. He did his Django. He did his Django Aussie. Right, and I may have splooged in my pants.
Oh. I just splooged in my pants hearing about you splooging in your pants.
Yeah. It was an incredible experience.
Well, it's similar to the actual movie because it was the launch in a almost State Theatre type theatre.
It was.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah, I was thinking it looked like a really nice Coleroy cinema, but it's more State
It is State
Theatre.
Theatre, very State
So
Theatre.
you've kind of
was it
lived
a 70
it.
mil? Was it a 70 mil print that you saw?
Yeah, it was the 70 mil print. It was incredible. I remember I bought tickets. It was online. I bought tickets and I actually went with a guy who was a customer at the video shop, an older guy. And I bought 2 tickets.
Was it Phelpsy?
No, it wasn't Phelpsy. And I wasn't.
Bet you go there with Phelpsy.
Megan couldn't go for some reason. I think because 2009, Luke was only quite young. Pardon me. And so I took this guy, and it was, mate, the tickets were only like $50.
Wow.
So they'll bugger all. And it was unbelievable. It's one of the best cinema experiences ever. Like to watch the movie, and that wasn't like I've had better experiences with a movie, but the whole experience with Quentin Tarantino
with the gang
being there,
yeah.
the question and answer, and then seeing Quentin afterwards and him going, "Thanks, mate."
Yeah.
One
degree of
awesome.
Tarantino.
Well, this is it. I'm now 1 degree.
He's like their best mates.
Why
don't you marry him?
There's only 3 or maybe 4 projectors in the country that could have played that film. So in order to see it,
We're talking about 70 mil again.
70
I
mil,
thought he
yeah. Like
Only maybe 3 or 4
basically,
blokes could
Whitey
make
was
that shot.
watching.
Yeah.
It was the only thing I was ever good at.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mel.
Look,
that's fucking awesome. That's
I
often think you're just a blowhard that licks yourself out. but that's actually a pretty good story.
Good story, that one. And
Yeah.
and 100% true.
Yeah.
I have been known
To embellish?
to embellish.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
occasionally,
yeah.
not all the time, just occasionally.
All right.
That one is 100% true. An amazing, great question answer. Obviously, had no idea who Christoph Waltz was
Yeah.
at the time,
No.
and really,
no.
Diane
And
Kruger.
she's German.
Diane,
so
yeah,
unless
exactly.
you're in the German
For sure.
film industry.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, within the first 30 minutes of this movie, I was in love with Christoph Waltz. He was my new favorite actor. I was like, mate, you
Yeah.
are incredible.
Oh, 100%. I remember watching this and just going,
Yeah.
wow.
Now, G-Man, why don't you tell us about Inglourious Basterds?
Bastards.
We just had such a good high point.
Yeah, I know.
The
We've got to bring it
fucking
back.
Podcast. And now we got jabber flaps.
He's
fucking
gonna
telling
say it
us
in his-
about the thing in fucking 0.7 speed. All right, here we go.
Say it in your German
Got your
accent.
little fucking sign, mate?
Yeah.
Jabber flaps.
Get your little sign out.
Oh,
A bastard's work is never done. In Nazi-occupied France during World War II, young Jewish refugee Shoshana witnesses the slaughter of her family, escaping with her life. She plots her revenge several years later when German war hero Friedrich Zoller takes a rapid interest in her. Zoller arranges an illustrious premiere at the theatre she now runs, promising every major Nazi officer will attend the event. The Bastards, a group of Jewish-American guerrilla soldiers led by the ruthless Lieutenant Aldo Raine. That doesn't make sense.
What? It does.
No, that doesn't make
next
sense
bit.
in the text here. The relentless executioners advance and the conspiring young girl plans for revenge are set in motion. Paths will cross for a fateful evening that will shake the very annals of history.
Ooh. The annals of history.
Anals. There's something like history anals.
Yeah.
Love a bit of history anal.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to watch, and you guys are listening in your cars are going to listen
Yeah.
to the trailer. Here we go.
And hot! I'm putting together a special team. We're gonna be doing one thing and one thing only. Killing Nazis. Sound good? Yes, sir!
Okay. Got to say, off the bat, Quentin Tarantino, I don't think there's anyone in modern cinema that does period pieces like Quentin Tarantino. That is so incredibly accurate, the period. And then he does it with Django. Then he does it with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And he does it with Hateful Eight. Like, he does these period pieces that just look magic.
Yeah, surely you watch that. You want to go watch the movie. That's great. That's a
Damo,
great
what do you
trailer.
think?
That preview had everything in it.
It does cover too much, I think.
Too much of that one scene too, when they're down in that sort of
The bear
under
Jew.
the bridge.
The Bear Jew, yeah. No, I didn't need to see all that.
That was like the whole scene.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. It's a good scene, though.
But yeah,
It's a good
you
scene.
know, yeah, a lot of but it showed a bit of everything. Like it showed the fire and the cinema. And,
Yeah.
like it was like, oh, okay,
You don't need to give that away.
yeah, I would have probably held that back.
Give a bit
I
of
felt
powder
the
in there.
tone was a bit off too. It didn't really echo the tone of the film, and there were actually quite a few scenes in there that didn't make the final cut as well. I don't know if you noticed, but yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it did show a lot, and probably, I don't know, would that have made me go and see the film? I would have gone and seen it anyway, but it was different.
Yeah, it comes across more of a comedy.
The comedy with the 9999.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it comes across.
Yes,
as-
that's it or not. Yeah, it looked like
yeah,
it was
Anyway.
trying to be a bit funnier than it might have been.
Yeah.
And there was funny bits in it.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Critical thinking. IMDb rates Inglourious Basterds 8.4 out of 10.
Wow.
Number 69 in the IMDb.
Star Wars 68 last week, or
No, Star Wars is higher.
I mean,
it's 80.
Jedi was that like in the 60s?
Jedi was in the 80s.
Oh, it was in the
Yeah,
80s.
it was 8.3.
So,
Okay.
Jedi made the top 250. That's
Yeah, comfortably.
disappointing.
Comfortably.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Comfortably. Certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, 89% on the tomato meter with an 88% popcorn meter.
It's liked.
So it is universally liked.
Mm.
Couple of reviews here. Should I start with the good or the bad, G-Man?
What do you normally start with?
Well, I mix it up.
Does
Which
he-
one?
does
which
he
one do you
really
want?
mix it up?
Go the bad.
Okay.
Go the bad.
Okay.
Let's go bad review from a guy that we hear from quite often.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Oh.
Buddy Dominelli.
Before we get to this, I was listening to a great podcast actually called What Went Wrong. It's another movie podcast, and it's these two guys, or girl and a guy, and they go through the production. The premise is movies are hard to make, let alone a great one, and it's about sort of what goes wrong during the production. They read a review today from James Baradinelli.
Did they sing it?
Oh, really?
They did, and they didn't do the 30
I
Bird
don't know
song.
what they're talking about.
Oh, come
But it was
on.
amateur hour.
I would say that's amateurish.
It
Really.
is, and
It's
I'm
embarrassing.
actually going to send them a clip of us doing the 30 Baradinelli song, and say, "Lift your game."
Yeah. You want a Ford Meteor? Yeah.
Yeah. So, a bad review from Mr. Kenneth Turan, who is a regular contributor to our podcast from the LA Times. Clocking in at 2 hours and 32 minutes. It is unforgivably leisurely, almost glacial. A film that loses its way in the thickets of alternative history and manages to be violent without the start to finish energy that violence on screen usually guarantees.
Fair bit to try and
Oh.
unpack.
I disagree with Turan Turan.
Touching the ground. I'm alone. I'm after you. I'm lost and I'm found. And I'm hungry like the wolf.
Look, I think those long scenes that's the hallmark of Quentin Tarantino. That's his style.
I don't find this movie slow.
It's not.
No, I didn't
It's not
find
fast,
it
but
slow.
it's certainly not slow.
But it is-
Like,
I
the
did
story,
find it's long, but it's not slow.
It's long.
no,
but
the story keeps unfolding.
Mate, I watched half last night, or more than half last night, and before I knew it, it was an hour and 35 minutes into the movie. And I'm like, shit, I got to go to bed.
The opening
Wars-
scene.
Star Wars fucking around on Tatooine, that's slow. Inglourious Basterds, not
Go and
slow.
wash your mouth. That was so fair dinkum to bag out Tatooine like that. Unbelievable.
Well,
All right, let's go to the good one, Whitey.
okay, good review. Michael Phillips of the Chicago Tribune. I don't know if I've ever seen a revenge fantasy so willingly messed up, sometimes offensively so, that still manages to be worthwhile for whole sections of its 2.5 hours. The opening is as good a sequence as Tarantino has ever created.
Absolutely.
I've
The
got
tension. The
Yeah.
tension just ratchets up. Go fuck yourself, LA Times. Fucking fuckwit. Fuck.
Train.
I got a question in question time about the opening sequence, and it's one of the great pieces of cinema history. That 30 minutes, it's unbelievable.
It's not that long, is it?
It's 24 minutes or something.
That is pretty long.
It's
then.
long.
It's not that long.
It is, man. It goes for ages.
Jesus.
It's
for ages,
fucking
yeah.
exceptional, and it's not even my
Yeah.
favorite sequence in the film. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, G-Man, ordinary people.
God, let's get ready to rumble.
Michael Buffer.
He's gone full buffer. Look, we've talked about some of these. We've talked about Brad Pitt ad nauseum. We don't get him. I want to talk about Christoph Waltz a little bit
Yeah, do it, G.
because his performance in this movie is amazing.
Outstanding.
G-Man.
Now-
G-Man with the fucking fast take. Love it.
We miss having Morgs on the show.
Such a fuckwit. Look, obviously well known for that. He was classically trained and came through, but had only done German stuff until a chance meeting with Quentin Tarantino.
Shiza porn?
Yeah, you could have done a lot of that.
Shiza porn.
German Shiza porn.
Wow.
Mm.
That's a real
Could
niche
be in his
market.
back catalogue.
It's
It's the only way to do
That's
it.
the only way it is.
But obviously he met Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino spent 10 years writing the script for this.
Yes.
Longer than
Right.
some, like
Yeah.
in between other movies that he was writing. And then he was actually going to put it away and mothball it because he couldn't find the right character or the right person to play
Oh, until
his
he met.
role.
I'll
And
tell
then he met Christoph Waltz.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, Gal. I don't want to steal your thunder, but I just want to play something for 20 seconds.
Oh,
that's going to help you here.
This is thunder stealing.
Okay, it's not thunder stealing.
Ah.
I think it's good.
He was speaking in French, then he went to English, and at a certain point he went into German, and then he went into a little Italian. And Quentin and I just looked at each other, and our jaws were down on our knees. We just could not believe it. And Christoph was so humble when he left. He said, "Thank you, Mr. Tarantino. It's such a pleasure." We looked at him and said, "No, you don't understand. Thank you." And he walked out of the room, and we just high-fived each other.
So you're right, Gal. Like he stopped this because he couldn't find. What he found is that it was the other languages are okay, but none of them could get the English.
Yeah.
And make it the Quentin Tarantino banter in English. So that it was, and the fact that he's quadlingual.
The funny thing was he couldn't speak that much Italian.
Yeah.
So he threw a bit of Spanish in there, and he's like, "I hope they don't know." Or not in the movie.
Oh, in the
when
audition.
he was doing the audition,
Yeah,
and
they
they were
wouldn't
like,
have a
"I hope they didn't notice." Of course they didn't, because they got no idea.
Yeah, no.
But and that's what got in the part. But look, amazing performance. So chilling. That first scene.
Yeah.
Of him, I remember watching that and riveted. You said before, Whitey, you're riveted. You just
mate.
This is crazy. He's just so
Can I make 2 points just before you go
Yeah.
on, G? And I totally agree with you. But point number one, you and I speak far more languages than that cunt Christoph Waltz, just from our travels. Like, how many countries around the
American,
world
English.
did you tickle the flange of tens and I ordered beers? But still, managed to use
Hang
the
on.
local language.
Hang on a minute. I'm just going to stop you there, Dan.
Okay.
We called Christoph Waltz quadlingual, right?
Yeah.
We know that Gao is quadlingus,
Right?
where there's at least been four national.
He's not down for the schmoo tongue bashing.
There's
That's not his go.
in his early days, he tried.
No!
That's why he finally
I-
became meat and potatoes. He
I
finally
can-
became the meat and potatoes, right?
He has never been a connoisseur of la flange, and I just said that in French.
Well,
Not
that's-
his
it's
fucking
mate,
go,
yeah, that's-
all right? Not his go.
Jumanji.
You should have got the part as Brock Landers then.
Hey, that was only my first point. My second point was that the Germans have a word for someone who only takes a shit at their own house, and it's Heimscheißer, and it's fucking awesome.
Finch. Is
Well,
that from Finch from
Finchie
what?
is a Heimscheißer.
I knew it.
Now there's a few.
Knew he was.
24-minute round trip.
I've got to say, but Dan knows a few. Dan knows a few people that aren't Heinscheisers.
Yeah, no.
They're
He's got an open door policy.
they're
up on
called
the land.
they're called his shizers, where they only
I've had a few.
they
I've
only
had a
shit
few
at his house.
local abolitionists that come and utilise my services. It is true. Anyway, that was my
G-Man,
2
continue.
points. Other
Now-
than that, G-Man, you fucking great call, G. Great call.
I want to say that he did have someone else in mind for this role,
Mm.
and it was Leonardo DiCaprio to play the role of Hans Landa.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah,
but
he
now
could've done
obviously once you see him in Django,
He looks a
you
bit
can
too
understand
young.
it, and that's why he gave him that role in the next movie, because I think he thought that would be a good fit for that, but he wasn't quite right for this, and he had Christoph Waltz, as we said before. Once they saw him,
Yeah.
He doesn't look as cunning as Christoph Waltz does. He just looks like this cunning, crafty.
He's crafty, man.
Yeah, just he.
Yeah,
But
he
he
is.
looks like that. That's why they cast him as Blofeld in James Bond.
Great
Yeah.
detective.
Because he looks like a baddie.
So he calls himself. I'm a great detective.
Yeah, okay.
That's
He
what
is
he is.
actually out there with Detective Somerset
He's right up there with Somerset.
and Inspector
Todd.
Todd.
What about
Inspector Todd here?
Detective Sibowitz?
Detective Sibowitz does.
Sibowitz with his short sleeve shirts and ties, sweating his tits off.
Detective Sipowitz does. Oh my.
In my PD blue.
Oh yeah. How
Now, Gow, Christoph won the Academy Award for this best actor.
Oh, did he?
he got Best Supporting Actor for this and for
Supporting
Django
actor.
3 years later.
Yeah.
But you know,
He's the first actor to win an Oscar for a Quentin Tarantino film, and was until Brad Pitt won for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mm.
You
Sounds,
know, this movie was going to be called Once Upon a Time in Occupied Nazi France,
Yeah.
and then he
It's
changed
a
the
little
name.
long.
Yeah, and he made that the first scene name.
But
Yes.
you know, it always takes two to tango too, because whoever was La Petite, he was
how good was he?
absolutely petrified
Yes.
and
Yeah.
stressed out. So you can't just go, it's this one bloke, because to me it was both of them.
No, the scene.
Yeah, that's
the,
right,
The
yeah.
whole scene as a whole.
I think
That's
his,
two-hander.
his response to
It's-
Brock Landers
yeah.
was actually made Brock Landers sound even worse.
Yeah.
But I just think that to be able to hold that slow suspense Like he doesn't come in there shouting and screaming and go, "Oh, that's suspenseful," and you think something, but he's just slow
That's
and
the cunning.
meticulous.
Yes.
And he just sits, and you just
That's-
know it's going bad, and he doesn't get angry, he doesn't get
He's this
upset,
smiling
No, well,
assassin.
and he just he
Well,
knows he's got him on toast.
the
And-
line-
and Pierre Lapetite knows
the
that too.
the
Yeah.
line where
Yeah.
the line where he says, "Do you know of my existence?"
Yeah.
is so chilling because he knows that he knows of his existence.
I'm the Jew hunter.
and he's like, "Do you know of my existence?" I'm like,
What have you
"Fuck."
heard?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you know about me?
You know, if
Yeah.
I compare,
The script writing device too,
Oh.
when they switch to English, so that the people
Ah,
on the
yeah,
floorboards
yeah.
can't understand.
That's his
Like,
crafty cunningness.
but I gotta
me.
say, he does say masquerade, which is French, which would give it away to the Jewish people and they're going, "Hang on, something's going on here." He's just said
Something's
masquerade.
not right.
But-
But what
Yeah,
choice do they
something's
have
not
anyway? It's
right
not
here.
like they
Well,
can,
they couldn't do
they
anything
can't
anyway.
piss
What could
off.
they do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they're
There's
fucked.
guards outside the door.
Yeah, they're fucked.
Well, no, they could have done the crawl out, really
Not many of them.
quietly.
Not many of them are getting out that hole at
Yeah.
the one time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Look, amazing, and he's been on to a lot of movies after that. So, as you said, he was Blofeld Inspector.
I gotta say, I think he's an incredible actor. My gut feel is he's a one-trick pony. I think he's almost the same character. Like,
He's a
because
bad guy.
Dr. Schultz in Django is effectively Hans Landa, but with a good streak.
Yeah.
And so, as good as he is, and this is probably a bit of a take, he might be a one-trick pony. Now, I like that pony a lot.
I don't think he is. I think this guy's definitely got.
Okay,
he could do
good.
it all. Yeah.
But he's classically trained. He's done theatre. He's done a lot of things. So it's hard to know because that's where he's been sort of pigeonholed, I guess. To
Shy as a pawn.
he's so good at it, and they just let him.
Just the
let him run
coldest.
with
He
it.
just looks. He's incredibly cold
Yeah,
and
he's very cold.
ruthless.
Yeah.
But when he
Well,
laughs, like his levity is incredible.
I didn't
When
understand
he-
that scene when he did the massive laugh. When
because
I went
because-
mountain climbing.
No, because
Because he's
it's
laughing
such a
because he
bad
knows.
he's laughing
excuse.
because he knows.
Because it's such a
And
bad
he-
excuse. Yeah.
He wants her to know that he knows.
Yeah.
She knows he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an over the top laugh.
It was hilarious.
It was-
If Gao played Hans Landa and
Landers.
he was in Pepe Le Pew's house and there was Shoshana under the floorboards and the three daughters, would Gao have rooted them all?
Oh yeah, that would have been before they pulled out the pipes.
Gal,
Yeah.
actually, I'm gonna. Here's my hot take.
Isn't it good that we're actually reviewing a fake revisionist history movie while Morgs comes up with
No,
this?
here's my hot take. He would have rooted. He would have rooted the three daughters.
Mm-hmm.
He would have rooted Shoshana.
90s
He
Gao,
would have
90s Gao.
No, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
He would have rooted the Jewish mum under the floorboards,
Oh,
and he rooted La Petite's wife to death.
oh.
She's not even in
And she
there.
wasn't
All
even
of them.
there. Exactly. She wasn't even there.
No, 'cause she's dead. She's in a
Yeah.
grave out the back because Gauss came through. Gao came through on his Clydesdale horse and slayed
Yeah.
everyone.
Wow,
She couldn't cope.
impressive.
Oh my
90s
God.
fucking Gao.
What a guy. Cyrano de Bergerac. G-Man.
Yeah. Him and Brad Pitt are neck and neck, I reckon, for flange slayers.
Oh, but you know, I there is no doubt, there is zero doubt in my mind. Pitt's all about mouth to minge. All about mouth to minge.
Really?
He's got
MTM.
he's got a few side dishes on the side. He's just not he is not meat potatoes. He's got some tricks up his
I don't
sleeves.
know. I think they're all sick of being like the meat, throwing them around. Like they just want the Jew just get on and hammer. Like just fucking boom, metronome.
I don't
Yeah.
think I do you really think you can be with Angelina Jolie and she's not going?
Well, let's talk about Diane Kruger.
Let's go.
Oh
Cougar
yes.
or Cayuga?
So cast as
Kruger smoothie.
Kruger
cast
smoothie.
as the most beautiful woman in the world in Troy.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Helen.
Stunning actor.
She's good in this.
Yeah,
She's very,
she's
very good.
excellent in this.
Look, she's
Excellent.
German.
Hmm.
And funnily enough, they weren't going to give her the role because most of her roles have been English speaking and they thought she was American.
Oh,
Quentin
right.
Tarantino thought she was American. He's
right.
like, "Oh, I don't know if you can get the role. And she's like, I speak fluent German.
Have you not seen Michelle's porn back catalogue?
yeah.
She's married to one of the Dawson's Creek kids too.
No, she's married to
Vanderbeek.
Norman Reedus.
Or
isn't she?
Pacey.
Oh no!
She's seen Norman
No,
Reedus.
Oh, well, maybe she got divorced because I don't want to wait for
Really?
our lives
It's either Pacey or Dawson.
Pacey Dawson with their millennial speak. Yeah. Oh, okay. She was married to one of the dorks in
It was
Dawson's
Jeremy
Creek.
Jackson.
It would
or
have been Jeremy
No,
Jackson,
no.
I reckon.
No,
Okay, so Gow and
I don't know
Norman
who else was
Reedus.
in it.
Gow, you know I am the biggest fan of your moot slang, but I think Norman Reedus is even better than you.
no, she was married to French actor Guillaume Canet,
Oh,
who was in
he
The
was
Beach
he was in Dawson's Creek.
in 2001. But then I'm pretty sure she's with Norman Reedus.
okay.
Anyway,
Because Norman Reedus was with
Rudy
like,
the Eater,
Helena-
yeah.
he just collects supermodels like G collects tents. Helena Christensen, maybe Norman Reedus. Get in
Really?
that wormhole, G.
After
Yeah.
Michael,
Oh, yeah.
after Michael Hutchins.
Yes.
Okay, G.
All right.
we've really lost the plot
Bridget,
tonight.
We really are. Anyway, look, let's go with others because there's a long cast.
Yeah, long list.
here.
Yeah.
BJ Novak.
Oh,
which
we're
one's
going
he?
right at the top. We're starting right at the top.
He's
BJ.
he's the small man.
Little
Oh,
man.
okay, right. Yeah,
Ludovic.
yeah,
The
yeah.
writer
Yeah.
from The Office, though, writer and star from the US.
Oh,
Office.
yeah, that's where I-
Ludovic.
Had to take time off from The Office.
Right.
That's why in The Office they said he was off in Romania with the boys or
Ah,
whatever it was.
which he was. They're probably filming in
Yep.
British Premier Romania.
Michael Fassbender, obviously, as Archie Hickox.
I got to say, he is so fucking good in this movie,
Yeah.
Fassbender.
No, he's German born too.
He's
Oh, is he?
he is quietly one of my favourite actors.
Yeah, he's very
He,
good.
he actually was really. He looked much better in this than he's looked in the Aliens movies and the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
He looked like an English bloody general.
a
and
real man.
he looked like full on GI Joe.
yeah. He's very. I think he's in. Well, when he plays the android in Prometheus,
Prometheus.
or
Yeah,
that,
crap,
it's
yeah.
quite. He's a bit androgynous, right? He's
Yeah.
a bit that
Yeah.
skinny.
Well, he's a robot, isn't
Yeah.
he?
He's a bit
So
of a
I-
Morg to like. Let's not beat around the bush.
Oh
So
my
he's
God,
a bit
yeah.
he's a bit pasty. He's a bit like he'll pull the birds, but when they get him home and they get harsh light on him, they're like, oh.
I didn't know I took home an oxalotl.
Jesus Christ.
I can see through him. He's like Monty Burns.
That's it. He's a bit blue. He's a bit fucking transparent. Exactly.
I give you the beating of your life. Monty's in the house.
Yeah, my Melanie Laurent as Shoshana.
Yeah,
I thought
she's
she was
great.
awesome.
Super young.
in this. Very good.
Yeah.
She's great.
Thought she was really good, especially at the start when she meets Friedrich Zoller and she's just got
She's the-
no time for him.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
she's the emotional core of the film.
Yeah.
Really, like that scene with the strudel, where he then leaves and she then
Where's
takes
the
that
cream
massive
Terrifying.
breath.
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
It was similar to that scene in Sexy Beast in the restaurant when
Yeah.
um
Yes.
The boss is there.
Al Swearingen came and sat down with old mate and
Yeah.
just you can it's a nice conversation,
But it's
but
the underlying
delving
terror.
deep.
Undertone.
Yeah.
The underlying terror.
Super undertone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever he's in the room,
Damo,
you just
what,
know that he's
100
investigating.
episodes in, and you've become a true fucking cinephile. Look at you referencing Sexy Beast about an actress in Inglourious Basterds. Fuck me in my god ass. This is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've seen it once, so now I remember.
Yeah. Well, you're very good. I've got to say.
Uh,
No CTE for you.
the other one I'll mention is Mike Myers.
Yeah.
with his
Oh,
role
with
as Ed
freckles
Fennick
as well on
Yeah.
his face. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I got a bit to say about Mike Myers later on.
and Rod Taylor as Winston
As
Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Really weird Winston Churchill sitting
Yeah.
up the back there like some
Yeah.
sort of creepy old man in the
Cock.
background.
He's cucked in the
yeah,
corner.
it was really
But that's
interesting.
just to me, it's just a Quentin thing. Like he
Oh,
just makes
yeah.
the odd character.
I was
Like,
like-
it doesn't really need to be there, but he just puts him in there.
Yeah, just
Brief
like
him.
there's the guy just in the background just watching.
Yeah, cuck.
Yeah, it was. It was really weird.
Winston Cutchill.
Yeah.
Anyway, that'll do it.
Yeah, well done, G-Man. So we've already
Luigi.
mentioned Christoph Waltz wins Best
Everything.
Supporting Actor,
Yeah.
and plus every other award known to man that year. What about box office and any other stories to do with it?
So domestically 121 million, internationally 196 for
Pretty
a
good.
worldwide of just over 317 million.
Wow.
$70 million budget, and the opening weekend took $38 million.
You'd be happy with that.
Jesus.
Yep. 3,165 theaters, 6.4 weeks average run.
Yeah.
So definitely made its money back and then some. 2009 we've covered before, but The Hurt Locker won 6 awards, including Best Picture. Avatar won another 3 awards. But Jeff Bridges was Best Actor for Crazy Heart.
Crazy Heart.
Sandra Bullock for The Blind Side.
You guys
Christoph
like
Waltz, we
Crazy
said.
Heart? I dig on Crazy Heart. I like
Crazy
Maggie
Heart's good.
Gyllenhaal. Yeah, I like them both.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do like Maggie, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
he's got a thing for Maggie
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
I think she
Salt.
exceptional actress. Let's be honest, and I don't want to sound
Still
like
don't say it. Don't fucking say it then.
6 out of 10.
terrible boobs.
Oh, stop
Well,
it.
you see him in
I
Secretary.
see too much of her.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
with
would have far more.
James Spader.
It's James
I,
Spader, yeah.
I would have
the
far
bondage one.
more respect for Maggie Gyllenhaal. She kept the clothes on. She's a great actress.
That's really anti-Snorbs report
It
sort of
is,
talking.
and this is what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
That's really disappointing.
Did
to
you
hear
like
say
her in The
that.
Juice? I thought she was awesome in The Juice.
Yeah, but keep clothes on, Maggie.
Oh.
Know your limitations.
We'll have to send Whitey to go and hang out with Taran.
Sure.
Touching the ground.
But number 1 movie of the year is one we've already covered, Avatar.
Oh, what a
Oh,
movie.
did I miss that
3
one? Can
billion,
we do it again?
2.9 billion.
Hang on, we said,
But-
yeah.
But this is where we are with the movies. Avatar, number 2, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood. Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, 2012 and up, top 6.
Do you reckon in Avatar, because do you reckon they take into account the $2 for the glasses as part of this takings?
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Do you reckon?
100%.
Yeah. It's,
What's part of the ticket sales?
well, yeah,
100%.
I know, but yeah, it's sort of just like,
Did you? You just to keep. I used to have 6 pairs of 3D glasses in my console in my car.
geez.
If I and in the plastic, and
Oh,
so I just take a brand new
Oh,
one
like
and go.
for-
Don't
for-
need them.
yeah, okay.
I don't need your $2 glasses. I've already stolen 6 of them.
Yeah, so that certainly inflates the Avatar figures by probably 15%,
Okay.
wouldn't it be? Like if it's $10 cheap.
Sure.
Oh no, they're like $20 down here or
Well,
everywhere else.
Avatar was 2.9 billion and
Oh,
Harry
still
Potter was
pretty good.
only 929. No, so
I don't think
I
it
don't
inflated
think
it.
it made any difference to
glasses,
the
yeah.
spot
I
it's
don't
going to
think.
get to.
I don't think they sold 1 billion glasses.
They might have.
Yeah. Maybe in
2
China.
billion.
I mean, that is
2 billion.
just night and day between 1 and 2, isn't it?
Yeah, massive.
They only got 16 fucking bucks out of me for Avatar. I was certainly not a repeat viewer.
Did
I saw it a few times at the cinema.
3D was just brilliant.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh god, it made me so ill. Oh god, I can't see.
You,
3D.
you've never been good with that kind of stuff. Born
Nah,
Supremacy
fucking hate
springs to
that
mind.
shit. Yeah. Oh god, I hate that handheld shaky camera shit. Oh, what
Morgs
about
was
it? Oh.
Morgs was
yeah.
seriously hungover. We went and saw Born Supremacy
Yeah,
at
right.
Warriewood Grand Theatre.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Morgs could barely make it through the movie.
Wow. Morgs is not
It
good
was-
with that kind of
Nah,
stuff.
that was a lot of
Ah!
handboats.
Oh.
Is that it, G-Man?
No, I just want to bring up number 72 movie of the year.
Go.
Did you hear about the Morgans, also known as
Oh.
Twang? What about Morgs? Common saying amongst our friend
That's-
group.
Did you hear about the Morgans? I believe it's got Sarah Jessica Parker in it.
Is it? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Sarah Jessica
I
Parker,
think it might be Sarah Jessica Parker.
or is it Jennifer Aniston? I can't remember.
I don't think it's
don't know.
Jennifer Aniston.
She
I
might
think
be
it's
another one.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Okay. Anyway, that's it. Move on.
2009 hit sleeper dud Swinger. The hit is The G.
I looked around this. I went with The Hurt Locker. The first time I saw it,
Good fucking call, G.
yeah, I loved it. I think Jeremy Renner's like almost up there with Christoph Waltz. I think he's an amazing actor.
Really?
I think everything
Wow.
he puts his hand to, I think he's really, really good.
You like
He's
Hawkeye?
so believable. not Hawkeye, but there's a lot of other movies I've
I
seen him
didn't
in.
mind Hawkeye.
He's at the town. He's in the town.
He's
in
great in the town.
He's great in a heap of movies he's in. I really like him as an actor.
Whose
But
car we're gonna take?
Have you seen any interviews with him? He was on Joe Rogan.
Yep.
Jeremy Renner, and he talked about being crushed by the
Oh, I
he had
haven't seen that.
horrendous,
Wow,
horrendous
yeah.
accident. Yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
The thing rolled over his whole body
Yeah.
and crushed his head. He said he could hear the bones cracking.
Oh my god.
Like his recovery and everything.
Unbelievable how he didn't
You know,
die.
he's worked hard though to get, but just even walking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, he's had a hell of a hard time.
Well, he's an Avenger, so
Mm.
they just injected him with adamantium. He's back at it.
Super serum.
Yep, he's now a super soldier.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other one I had was Invictus. I quite liked Invictus.
Hang
when it
on,
came out for the story.
you've gone two.
How many
haven't
you doing? How many you doing?
That's it. One. I was just. I was
One A,
mentioning
one B.
Invictus. Just
One
mentioning
plus one.
Invictus.
1A, 1B.
All right.
Dan, you've got the sleeper. What do you got?
Yeah, I had to dig a little deeper because 2009 sucked donkey's cocks for movies pretty much
It did.
down until we got to a little production by a man named Nigel Blomkamp in his feature
Oh,
film.
of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Starring an excellent Sharlto Copley, who is
Yep.
probably in my favorite. What's the TV show we love with old mate Larry David?
Oh, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Funny.
Oh
That's
my
a funny
god,
episode.
the one with
prawn.
Sharlto is extremely
The
funny.
prawn.
So.
The prawn.
Yeah.
Put on.
District 9, super
Yeah.
low budget. What a great fucking flick. If you haven't seen it, F-Wits, go and check it out. It is an absolute cracker and well worth a revisit.
I agree. I love that movie.
Mate, I've got that as my swinger.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. District 9 is one of the great sci-fi
Yeah,
movies
you
ever
mentioned
made.
that when we did Avatar. I think.
Ever made.
Yeah.
It is so good. And I'm spewing that there's never been a District 10.
No, still talking about it.
Still talking about it. Won't happen now. He was going to do Alien 5.
Oh,
So he was going to do a direct sequel to Aliens, Neil Blomkamp.
oh,
And that's
right.
when Ridley Scott came in and goes, fuck you, I'm taking over. We're going to do Prometheus.
Oh God.
He was going to do a direct sequel to Aliens and disregard Alien 3 and have it about Hicks,
Oh.
Sigourney Weaver, and Newt.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they
Which is
had
what they
done-
should have done. Yeah.
They'd done storyboarding and everything for it. Looked amazing.
Yep.
Didn't happen. Disappointing.
Yep.
You
Well,
got the dud, Damo?
I've never seen District 9, so I'm putting that on
You
high,
got to watch it, man.
Yeah, I'm
it's
putting
so
on
good.
high
Yeah.
rotation for this week.
You haven't actually watched it.
No, I've
Oh,
never seen
right.
it.
The prawn.
The prawn.
The prawns. You know, and the most amazing thing about District 9, Sharlto Copley, was his first acting job.
Kit food.
It
Yeah.
was his first acting job. His whole performance, ad lib.
It was,
His whole performance is ad lib.
you know, rocking up to the prawn's house with a bit of paper saying, "Sign here, prawn. You got
Unbelievable.
to move."
Unbelievable.
It's just so funny.
It is so good. It is so good.
My dad, I had a quick look and I just went bang right there. It was called 2012 or 2012.
Oh, John Cusack.
John Cusack disaster movie. Shit house.
There was a big run on these kinds of movies
Just
at
shit.
the time.
I can remember I watched it and I went, this is just really, really bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
I remember,
They go and live in the mountains. They've
Yeah,
got these pods that they in the mountains. It's just shit.
Yeah.
wasn't there a massive marketing push for this? and
Yeah,
it was on the
massive.
side of it?
Huge.
Remember that? No
Gigantic.
one knew what it was.
Yeah.
and-
Well, it was the whole global warming thing, right?
Yeah.
There was a big run.
What
in-
is
in-
that on this?
Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
Jeez.
tell
Where
Sam to
did-
put his
where
fucking
did shit
dingly
fall?
away.
Yep. That's
Fucking hell.
fantastic footage.
Loves the sausage.
Sammy's
Give
a
me
big
my
fan of the
fucking
sausage. Jesus Christ. It's nice of her to wear a bra tonight, Dan. Appreciate it.
Appreciated.
Well done, gentlemen. As I said, my swinger was District 9. Dan stole my thunder. Great minds occasionally think alike. Question time. Okay, gentlemen, straight off the bat. Is this the greatest opening scene of all time? Now, I'm going to give you some options to choose from. Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Rolling Boulder.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Jaws, Chrissy Watkins. The
good.
Godfather, The Wedding, and the intro to The Godfather.
Also
The
excellent.
Dark Knight, Joker Heist.
For fuckwits.
Skyfall, Take the Shot, where he's on top
Very
of the
good
train.
too. Very good. Fuck,
and
some
then
good
says-
choices here. Yeah.
The Watchmen, Death of the Comedian, and then the opening credits, which are fucking amazing. Rewrites history.
Yeah. Well, so far, everyone you said is better than this one.
Okay.
Yep.
The Hurt Locker. The Hurt Locker, Guy Pearce's
Pearce.
explosive
Mm.
cameo. And Star Wars, the Cruiser Invaders entrance.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mad Max 1 and 2 have got incredible openings.
Fury Road's got a good opening where you see Max up on the hill.
Yeah.
And then he comes
that's
down.
I'm going to go Indiana Jones.
And Indiana Jones is very tough to beat.
It's tough to beat.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
very much so.
Okay. I just wanted to see
Yep.
what you guys thought.
Yeah. That opening of Indiana Jones, the whole thing's getting the spiders off the back,
It's an amazing
the,
start.
the sack of sand. Yeah.
What you're seeing, though, is that every other apart from the
Very
Godfather,
different to this.
is very different to
Of
this.
course, yeah.
So if you're talking, for me, if you're talking about a set piece, two people, dialogue heavy, nothing compares to this. But in terms of action, a lot of the other movies probably suck you in quicker.
Yeah.
But this is the fact that this movie is two people talking for a good portion, 20 minutes, and you don't feel bored. Amazing.
Yep. Yeah.
And very bold, a very bold start, because it might turn some people off because of that. Okay. What is La Petite chopping on that stump?
Exactly.
Now, generally, Morgs, this is probably a good question for you. I know you're eating dinner.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to chop wood, you would either have it on, you would have some wood on that stump and be using that as the base.
Yeah.
He's just
Is he
trying to get rid of the stump?
He was chopping into the top of the stump.
Yeah.
It's completely pointless.
Yes. Yes.
And
I
then
know,
he
I know
put the
the
axe
three
into the
of you
stump and
are.
walked away.
You guys are city slickers, but you're 100%.
Oh, yeah, we don't have
I mean,
fireplaces.
that's actually my ugly for Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So I'm glad that you jumped on it. But yes, I don't know what the fuck was going on there. Quentin and Monsieur
Look
La
busy.
Petite, they have no idea what the fuck going on the farm like that. Okay,
Just
That was shit.
chuck some wood on there and be splitting wood.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
Whitey,
difficult.
you're so correct.
Maybe it was a deliberate choice because it stood out to me like dog's balls.
It does.
Like,
It's- yeah.
what are you doing?
What are you doing, mate?
So
Or maybe
when
he's
G
trying
and
to blunt the
I
axe.
when G and I were on our travels, we actually we were living in a little village in Canada, high up in the Canadian Alps, and
High in the veldt,
it was fucking cold, and we were a bit of a shelter for all refugees, and we had probably 12 or 13 people living in our 2-bedroom unit. Gee, that'd be about right?
That'd be about right.
It was just all the sad souls from the ski hill would come and live with us, and so it got fucking freezing. And so the only thing we could do was we could go out and we could poach some wood from our neighbours. And so we took it back up to our 2-bedroom unit, and we were able to put it in our fire and basically stay alive during the winter that we were there. And so, we kept these 12, 13 odd people alive with the wood we stole. But then,
Wow. You didn't need to eat each other's bumholes?
No,
Like the
there was
real
no bum.
life?
There was no.
Human
Gal's not into
centipede.
that. Gal's not into anal play. He's meat and potatoes. And so anyway, we were fucking warming up, and there's this knock at the door. Bang, 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 bang. And we're like,
okay.
so 12 or 13 people shit themselves, and we're like, Gal, you have to go. Because Gal, whilst he was the ruler of all the tens, he was also the bravest amongst us as well. So we sent him to the front door, and we were like all cowering behind the couch and hiding in bedrooms and bathrooms and everything. And anyway,
we
opened the door.
It was more like, you're fucking closest, Gow. Go. You're sitting closest. Yeah,
Anyway, Gow goes to the door, and his bravery was like he should have got a Purple Heart. Anyway, he opens the door, and there's this cunt with a fucking shotgun. I shit you not, a shotgun. And he says to the G in Canadian, a boot, hey, did you guys steal my fucking wood? And Gow, the quick thinker of the year, he's not just a fucking rooter of tens. He's a fucking smart cunt. And he just goes, no, it wasn't us.
Oh,
and we're all
incredible.
we're all in there.
Incredible to think of that.
Pumping and cheering.
Nah, mate. Mate.
Take that, Canada, you cunts. And anyway, but the guy's like, well, what the fuck is this then? And he points down the hall of our hallway leading up to a door, and all you can see is little chunks of fucking stolen wood that is like Goldilocks'
Hang on, he hadn't DNA'd it or anything.
Well, to be fair,
that's
what
true.
happened was
Damo.
because we'd wandered over to his little abode, and all the wood was stacked real nice until one M head picked up too many, and the whole stack fell, and we had to leg it.
Right.
So we ran off.
Could have been
crumb
raccoons.
trails everywhere.
Radio.
But
I'm
I
gonna
know
say-
you guys did a Star Wars film recently, and all I've got to say is that what I
Jedi.
saw then was a fucking Jedi. Gow was able to talk this guy with a fucking gun out of shooting us all for stealing his wood, and made him, these aren't the droids you're looking for, him. And he walked down.
It was a Jedi mind trick.
Only
And out.
opened the door like a crack too, because if he had opened the door the full way, he would have seen all the wood lying on the.
This is a
on the
this is a
floor.
movie.
I've got to say, I hate the travel stories.
Yeah.
That
That one actually
I
ramped
hate
up.
them. No, I
that
hate
was
the travel
almost
stories.
like the opening sequence
Life and Death.
of Inglourious Basterds. There was suspense.
No. It
There
was.
everything.
Brock
There
Landers
was a
at the door.
hero. Yeah.
No. That was the opening sequence of Can't Buy Me Love.
Oh,
That's what that
It
was.
was not. He
Now,
was there. He was
Bobby
like,
wearing the
Now,
white
that neighbor come over and he's
suede
like,
dress.
hey, you heard about me? I'm like, do you know what my name is? And we're like, yeah,
I'm the wood hunter.
you're the Aussie Slayer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Question 3. Is this the greatest acting performance ever by Christoph Waltz?
Ooh, it's right up there.
Maybe, probably. I don't
Pretty
know.
good,
He
isn't
got
it?
awarded.
He won
For,
an
he got
award.
awarded for his next one, so
Oh,
that was
was-
pretty good too.
Oh, did he? What was the next one?
To Django.
Django.
Oh,
Unchained.
okay. Yeah, no, I'll just go with this.
This was amazing. I remember watching it, going, I'll watch anything he's in from now on.
Oh, it's
He was pretty good in Horrible Bosses too, as well.
It was really testing his range. Really testing his range. Who drinks straight milk?
Yeah.
not me.
It's one of the shittest things ever.
Like I drink milk every night. Like I'm
Quick.
Australia's greatest chocolate quick drinker. And I drink every night. But
Now,
yeah,
milk
plain
like
milk.
this is good for our health, but we'd
M
rather
Head
give it
likes a Milo,
someone
doesn't he?
else. I'm telling you, get us through. Drink our
But-
milk.
but
Quick's a
straight
drink.
milk?
We'll drink it in a quick. If Quick's a drink, chocolate and
Jesus.
strawberry. Love that fucking milkshake.
That's
We
an old
can
ad.
Drink it by the tongue. Milk's a drink that makes you fun.
Wow.
We'll drink it in a stick. Quick's a
Wow.
drink. Yeah.
I don't even. I can vaguely
Advertising
remember that ad.
fucking
Yeah.
works. Mm.
Okay. I'm tipping no one drinks straight milk
No.
then.
No.
Why does Lander let Shoshana go?
He wouldn't have made that shot. Only 3 or 4 people in the world could make that shot.
You need Martin Riggs.
It was high wind. It was high wind.
It was it. He did only have the
I think he
The
enjoys
Walther
the
or
hunt.
whatever it is.
I think there's more fun in
Yeah.
the
Let
hunt
it go,
than,
just-
in the kill.
Draw. Out.
Well,
Yeah.
I also think that his reputation grows from that because he goes, she runs off and goes,
Yeah.
Hans Lander came for me and killed my family.
Yep. Okay.
Au revoir, Shoshana.
Very good. Very good. Is the Bear Jew scene one of the most shocking in cinema history? So, interesting story. Megan's watching this with me, and she nearly shit her pants.
Mm.
The first hit in the head is one
Horrible.
of the most full-on things you'll ever see.
Mate, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre style.
It is. It's brutal.
When he's lying
Yeah.
on the ground, his hands are shaking.
But he does 2 hits straight to the skull when he's on the ground, and then it cuts.
Mate, it's
It's
the
brutal.
opening kill in Texas
Yeah, it's
Chainsaw Massacre.
brutal.
The
Yeah.
sudden
Yeah.
bang to the head, the convulsions on the ground, then another bang. Like just
The sound.
yeah.
The sound. Everything to do with that scene is incredible.
And I think that's kind of where I turned it off both times. I was like, I don't want to see this shit.
Well, I had this in my good and my bad.
Yeah.
That the bad is obviously the scene, like him getting his head split apart. It's pretty full on.
Even the scalping's hardcore.
Oh, the scalping I had as well.
There's a lot
But
going on
The
there.
good bit, the bit I had was when, they said this Kraut wants to die for his country, and then
Oblige him.
he just taps the bat, and it's in the dark.
Yeah.
And you just that building
The
tension.
tension.
There was a lot of
It's just
taps.
like, and you tapping, you going, oh no,
There's a lot of
this guy's
it's about
coming out.
20 taps.
20 taps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just getting more and
Yeah.
more like.
Very good. Very good. Who is your favorite bastard? Damo.
I can't. Brad Pitt for sure. I love the way he brought his jaw forward. When he
It's a good
spoke.
performance.
No, he
Oh,
doesn't
God,
count. No, you can't
Oh, he
have
doesn't
Aldo
count?
Raine. It's got to be someone.
No,
else.
he doesn't count. Who other than Brad Pitt?
I'd go with the German guy, Till
Hugo
Schreiber.
Stiglitz.
Yeah,
Still
Stiglitz.
Yeah.
Stiglitz
He is the best.
Stiglitz, yeah.
He's the
Stiglitz.
best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Stiglitz
4 out
is
of
the
4.
best.
he's just
4 out of
a mental case.
Yeah, Stiglitz definitely. When he stabs him through the pillow, he's incredible. And when he sticks his hand down his throat,
What about when
So
he shoots
good.
him in the nuts?
But
Yeah.
he's not really. He's just.
Say goodbye.
He's a blow-in. He's a blow-in,
he's
isn't
the,
he?
he's the greatest.
He's like a draft pick.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
he's not in the original team, but
He's
yeah,
good.
he's-
They went to break him out. He was that good.
Yeah.
They're like, get you out of jail.
Yeah.
Okay. Should Austin Powers be in this movie?
well, why not have a cameo? I don't know.
Well, to be fair,
I
he
think
doesn't
he's
play
fine,
any role
yeah,
like
I
that.
think
He's,
he's
yeah, he's
Okay,
fine.
Dr. Evil,
He takes me out of the movie a
a
bit.
lot of makeup
No,
lot of
I
makeup.
think it's cool. I think it's cool.
because he's a real white face with freckles.
Blow up the baskets.
I reckon they're obviously friends, and he said, "You know what? I'll get you a role."
Yeah, okay.
I don't
Alright.
think. Yeah, It didn't seem too serious though to put Mike Myers in there.
No, I think it does help with the tone of the movie, I think, somewhat. Okay, favorite chapter in the film. First chapter, Once Upon a Time in Nazi-occupied France. Chapter 2, Inglourious Basterds. Chapter 3, A German Night in Paris. 4, Operation Kino. Or 5, Revenge of the Giant Face. Which is your favorite, Dan?
Operation Kino.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite too.
Where does that start though?
Operation Kino starts when
Fassbender rocks
up
yeah.
to Mike Myers.
Oh yeah, and then they go down.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually like the bit where the German guy Volker or whatever met Shoshana, and they had their conversations.
Zola.
Zola, yeah.
That's A German Night in Paris.
Yeah, I reckon it was when it got to Act 3. That's when I started to actually enjoy the movie more. But but I'd say that one got me going a bit more than the others.
G-Man?
I do like the scene you guys said. I also like the first scene. Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, the start of the movie is excellent.
It's so sets the tone. It's just so good for me. Yeah, either one of those.
Okay,
I'm happy with.
Perfect. Well done, gentlemen. Born to Watch only fans. After a big couple of weeks on the voicemail, all quiet on the Western Front this week.
Right.
But gives us a chance to say, is he eating his fucking?
Yeah.
Can you
not hear
more noise?
Can you
eating
hear
his
him
fucking
clinking utensils?
Pots and pans, like he's
more noise. What a cunt! Give us a review, people. Get on to Spotify or Apple and leave us a review. Share to your friends, or like and share one of the many social posts that go out. Would be amazing. And of course, go to borntowatch.com.au, leave us a voicemail or an email. You'll go down in Born to Watch lore forever and a day. That's it. Let's grow. Let's grow like the Half-Blood Prince. The good, the bad, and the ugly, brought to you by our loyal supporters at Gage Roads Brew Company.
Good piss.
Good Aussie piss. G-Man actually knocked back a hazy as tonight because he's
he's very fond of the hazy.
Yeah, big fan of the hazy. He had one last week. But we love having the boys along and the ladies along from Gage Roads for the ride. Couldn't do it. Well, we could do it without them. Pretty easily, to be honest. And we have done it without them.
More interesting.
But we do enjoy it. We do enjoy it slightly more with the guys from Gage Roads along.
I'd say 42% more.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, some of us.
Well,
42.
you can't argue with stats.
You can't.
No.
Yeah.
76% of all stats are made up. Okay, the good. We'll start with you, Damo, being
the
new
good
to the movie. What are your thoughts on it?
I really thought the unpredictability of this movie, I could not predict it. I was thinking, Shoshana's going to meet Brock Landers and this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And I got everything wrong.
Yeah.
Everything that I could have kind of guessed how it was going to play out did not happen. Really unpredictable. Lots of surprises.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. It was Brad Pitt speaking Italian was some of the really buongiorno.
One of the best parts of the movie.
I'm Italian,
Yeah.
buongiorno.
I can speak the most Italian out of us.
And when he started talking in the thickest American
What
accent,
about just shut the fuck up? In fact, why don't you start now?
Yeah, I just thought his Italian. He talked it up. See, this is another thing.
Yeah, no,
he
great.
talked up that he was Italian and could do this. And then he
I thought
he was able to understand what Landa was asking him, so he must have he comprehended for sure.
I did love that whole sequence when it's like Antonio Margherita in the hand and Dominica de Coco.
Yeah, I really did. That was the funniest bit. Buongiorno. The other thing was that just totally shocked me was that Guess Who game. Like that. Go down into that basement and there's the German soldiers on the piss with cards on their heads with Genghis Khan and shit written on there.
Yep.
And it was like, I can't believe this is what they're doing down there.
That is so Quentin Tarantino.
It was like, let's take a frat party,
Yeah.
you know, scene and stick it into. That's why I think a lot of his stuff, he actually writes scenes and writes dialogues and incorporates that into movies.
Oh, 100%.
And like, yes, and I think that's why a lot of his movies I find a little bit like Frankenstein. Just they're all different
Pastiches.
different
together.
conversations that he's written. And I'm gonna, just like they made Mamma Mia out of ABBA songs, you create something out of existing things, and he just puts it all together. But yeah, that's what I mean. Just the unpredictability, the surprises, and just weird shit that I did like.
Yeah, perfect. Dan, what about you? Good.
Damo touched on my good, but this is a script writing fucking alien who came up with this. This guy is writing dialogue in languages he doesn't speak and absolutely nailing it. Apparently, and Gal, apologies if I step on you, listen to this, but he was giving Christoph Waltz direction on how to accentuate words in German in the fucking script. Like 30% of the script is written in English. The rest is in multiple languages. No one on earth can do this. And Quentin Tarantino pulls it off and makes these incredibly dramatic scenes in multiple languages, like you've just described, Damo. No one can do this.
No, the script is fucking amazing. It really is. G-Man, good.
The opening credits, love that. You just know you're in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah,
when that comes up, just his old school, the way he puts up there, the cartoon. It's like an old time movie. Very Quentin. Love it. As soon as you see that, I'm in. You're hooked. Again, we talked about the long scenes that he has. Love the dialogue and those long scenes, like in The Hateful Eight, those big long scenes that they have.
Yep.
Reservoir Dogs, the same thing. I really like those, and they're just full of good stuff, full of great dialogue.
Absolutely.
Again, the opening scene I had is amazingly brutal. We've talked about that ad nauseum, so I don't need to go further on that. One thing I did see about this was Diane Kruger, when she gets caught, Bridget gets caught, and she gets and he knows that it's her, and she knows. You don't expect him to leap over the table and strangle her to death.
Unbelievable.
The heroine getting killed in a movie is not something you see very often, and I was like quite taken aback. But I was like, oh wow, like
it's brutal. It's just brutal.
But the cunning once again to pull out that shoe. He did the alternate Cinderella.
But this is a fairy tale, and it's only
is that
this
what
time.
Was that not just Cinderella?
Well, this is what I reckon it is, right? So this time, because he did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is a fairy tale. This is Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, so it is Cinderella. Yeah,
this is a part of a fairy tale. This is the shoe,
the glass slipper.
100%.
Try it on.
It's
and
100% a nod.
But wasn't that like just this there, and it fits
when it pops on her foot?
You don't have to say anything. He doesn't have to say anything. She knew she was gone.
She was gone.
He knew that she was it.
Yeah.
It was just like,
well,
checkmate.
When she's rustling in the jacket pocket and feels the shoe, and then cuts to her face, and she's gone. She's gone.
This is checkmate. Yeah, she just knew it. Yeah.
Sorry, G.
The other one they had was the Kraut Sergeant. He was no dog. He knew he was going, and they're like pointed out, and he's like, no,
he was.
I respectfully refuse.
You Jew dogs.
Yeah. Well, he was obviously he deserved what he got, but he was not. He was not going to give up.
Look, one of the great quotes in that is where he goes, and I'm just going to find it. He goes, "We're all tickled pink. We're all tickled pink." You said that, yeah, because watching Donnie beat the crap out of Joe was the closest thing we get to the movies.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's like we're tickled pink. You said that.
That's horrible.
And they're all cheering.
Yeah.
Oh, Donnie Donowitz knocked it out of the park.
Oh my god, so funny. Okay, the music. Now, Dan and I talk a lot about Quentin Tarantino music in the films. The fact that he can have David Bowie Cat People.
That was a good song.
A great song, and it fits so well.
Putting petrol on the fire or whatever it is.
Yep, putting out a fire with gasoline.
That's it, yeah.
The fact that you can have a song from the 70s in a movie that's supposed to be set in 1940s, and you don't skip a beat, does not take you out of the movie. It's just incredible.
I also found almost Western style, like Ennio Morricone sort of Good, the Bad, and the Ugly music in bits. 100%. I thought, geez, that sounded kind of Westernish.
But you know what? He was actually going to originally make it as a type of spaghetti Western and have that sort of incorporated in it.
I definitely heard that music in there.
Yeah, so I think that there's a little bit of that still coming across in there.
Margarete.
Buongiorno.
Dominic De Coco.
So yeah, the music is just incredible. I'm not going to talk any more about Christoph Waltz. The opening scene, a couple of bits just about the opening scene. So the close-up as it starts to pull in on both of them as the Jews are being revealed, and it goes close up in on Lapadite, close, and then it cuts back to close up on to Lander, and it just cuts away. So the tension
To under the floor to see them.
Yeah, and then it goes.
They're holding their mouths so they're not making more noise.
But in that whole tension, you've got Lander's pipe reveal where he pulls out the world's biggest pipe.
I've got that in one of my bads.
Yeah.
It feeding him Gandalf.
No, but fucking. I think it was fucking funny, man.
Yeah,
it was a ridiculous flex.
So Lapadite's got the
normal
Popeye's
pipe.
corn
Yeah.
pop pipe.
Yeah.
And then he pulls out freaking Gandalf's
Yeah.
pipe.
Yeah. And then have there ever been any louder guns than when they shoot through the
Yeah.
floor?
I didn't know. Were they
so loud?
Yeah, okay.
So loud. The intro to the Bastards is incredible. Like
What,
Brad Pitt,
like
Brad Pitt.
when he's like the drill sergeant.
Yep.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Yeah, and I've actually got that scene for later on
Okay.
that we're going to play. The Bear Jew scene is just unbelievable.
It's horrific.
It's horrific, but you got to fight fire with fire. 100 Nazi scalps as a calling card, and I want my scalps.
That's probably going to be close for the rank bank.
Yeah, well, there is in there. There is in there. Stiglitz is just an incredible character. And I love it. I love it when Lander stands over him when he's dead and he goes, "Oh, Hugo, you got a promotion."
He was Heinz Hummer in Juice Bigelow, European Gigolo.
Ah,
He was one of the great, one of the great gigolos of Europe.
I love it. I love it. Fassbender is great in this movie. Aldo's knife. It's talk about a flex. Like it is not needed to be so big.
Yeah.
Aldo's knife.
Now, mate, listen, I mentioned one extra movie in my hit.
Yeah.
And I got taken down for it.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a
You're
lot
on a
of
number
goods.
12.
Yeah, but this is good, the bad, the ugly, mate. Hey,
It doesn't have to be one good.
hey, you're looking at the pod hunter here.
Yeah.
Okay, just chill.
Pod Hunter.
The pod hunter, all right?
The lick out seeker.
The Goebbels scene. So when Shoshana comes in and she's talking, he meets Goebbels and the French interpreter.
With his handshake? Did you
Oh,
see his handshake?
Terrible handshake.
It was the worst handshake.
But
I've ever
that
seen.
whole scene where she meets him, then meets Lander, the strudel, that's all incredible. We've already mentioned Operation Kino, amazing. Hey, cinema marquees. So out the front of the cinema with the letters when they're putting the letters.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Love that. So old school. And you've already mentioned it, but the Italians at the cinema. Like, I'd forgotten about the hands. So when he does the margarete with the hands, and then Dominica De Coco.
They do go nuts, don't they, the two of them?
Oh, it's so
Do you reckon
funny.
they just take themselves out with that?
Oh, they're dead.
gone?
They're dead.
They
Can
just
I-
shoot
can
till
I
the
do
No
ball-
one
that?
survives
Oh,
the
they're dead.
theatre.
Yeah,
no one
yeah,
survives
I
the
want to
theatre.
play. I want to play all the parts. I want to do that right now. So it's in German and Italian. I'm going to do some in English. So Landa starts it out.
Buongiorno.
So who are your three handsome escorts? I'm afraid neither three speak a word of German. They're friends of mine from Italy. This is the wonderful Italian stuntman Enzo Golami, a very talented cameraman Antonio Margarete, and Antonio's camera assistant Dominic De Coco. Gentlemen, this is an old friend, Colonel Hans Landa of the SS. Lieutenant Aldo Ray says, Buongiorno. And Hans Landa says, Gentlemen, in Italian, gentlemen, it's a pleasure. The friends of our cherished star, admired by all of us, the outright jewel of our culture, are naturally going to be under my personal protection for the duration of their stay. Grazie. Golami?
Grazie.
Am I pronouncing it correctly? Si. Correcto. Gorlami? Say it for me once, please. Gorlami. I'm sorry. Again? Gorlami. Once more? Gorlami. To write that in multiple languages as an English-speaking scriptwriter, fucking wow.
Yeah, no,
But
it's
the
very
Brad
good.
Pitt parts in that is what makes it for me. See, grazie.
Yeah, he's so good.
Correcto.
Yeah.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
They're my
Arrivederci. Arrivederci.
They're my favourite bits of the movie.
When I first watched it, I didn't like his accent.
Yeah.
I took it out.
It was horrible.
But
But
yeah,
that's
no,
what
it took me out of the movie. But the more times I watched it, the more I actually like it.
Yeah.
Because it just adds a little bit of
Yeah.
comedy, a little bit of comedy to it.
Oblige him. The bad. Daniel.
I really struggled to find a bad and ugly. I think we already hit on ugly earlier, which was just ugly farming, which I can't tolerate. And so it probably gets a full point off in my evaluation of the film. But there really isn't nothing like that. I think someone mentioned it's quite long, but I don't find that at all. I think the way
Duran Duran did.
into the scenes, yeah, like fucking old mate Duran Duran. In the cloud. He was a fucking cockhead, that guy. So no, I'm actually going to abstain from bad this week.
Okay, Damo.
Yeah, no, I've got bads. Like the gore, I did not like it. I did not
You
like
thought
it.
it was too much?
Yeah, it's like unnecessary gore.
Even when they shoot the face off Hitler.
That was just so over the top.
Aren't you not going, this is the greatest thing ever?
Well,
shoot his face.
Well, you know what?
Shoot him in the face!
Hitler wasn't the villain in the show. It's pretty rare to have a movie where Hitler is not the villain. Goebbels is not the villain. Brock Landers is the villain.
No, Brock Landers is the villain.
That's what I mean. And at the end, Brock Landers gets away.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
He does, but he's just got the
He lives.
He's got the Nazis,
He gets
the
to live.
swastika.
He's going to live on Nantucket Island with a swastika on his fucking massive forehead.
I found the end disappointing,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth. And because it was like, oh, so what if Hitler's dead? So what if Goebbels and Martin Bormann are dead? This guy's the villain, and he gets away. So I was disappointed with the end. Once again, set in France. Well, where are the berets? Real lack of berets.
And baguettes. Berets, lack of berets and baguettes.
And the other thing that I did miss out, I really wanted Shoshana to get revenge on the villain, not on, she but that's the thing. It was like, this is the unpredictability of it. I thought, they're going to, this is going to happen. No, didn't happen anything like that.
Yeah.
So, just that ending and but then again, people would probably find that a positive because it was unpredictable and it was a surprise. So, and that's the way it went. So, yeah, but they're my bads.
Okay. G-Man?
We've already mentioned a few of them. The scalp cutting was brutal. I liked it, but it was brutal. The baseball batting. Was tough.
Wonder Bat.
The basement. Now, you guys touched on the basement before, and they were going down there to meet Bridget, and it's their, it's a big point of the movie. These guys are down there.
Go.
These guys are down there drinking, and they don't hear the noise, and no one checks first. No one looks down the stairs and go they walk out in the street. They just all three of them walk down. And they go, oh, we're in a bar with a whole bunch of German soldiers. You think they'd be a little bit more circumspect, seeing that they're a crack.
Well, they knew they were going to walk into that's why old Bongiorno was telling them, don't go down there.
The worst thing about fighting in a basement. You're fighting in a basement.
But you think one would sort of go down first or look down and they could go, oh, hang on. They would hear the noise, right? Those guys down there playing a drinking game.
Did anyone know the SS guy, the Gestapo guy, was around the corner? So he's been sitting on that one drink then for 2 hours?
It's a big drink.
Yeah. Because the bartenders would have said, oh, by the way.
Gail would have had 6 of those.
There's
boots.
Gestapo. There's,
please.
What's his name? Stubenführer von Harpen from Where Eagles Dare.
Oh, yeah.
Was hiding behind the corner there.
Yeah. Von Harpen.
Geez, they always look evil, don't they? The Gestapo guys.
He's probably the most. I think he's almost more evil than Lander. The Gestapo dude.
He's up there.
He's a dweeb too.
I know, but I was thinking about it. Like, if you're in a state of war, these people have to be so skeptical of everything. Like, are you going, the accent sounds funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's a red flag. So it's just like now when you're, cybersecurity with your emails. Anything that's slightly suspicious or whatever, you have to check it out. Now, imagine for these guys, this is their job. Anything, even the slightest, most minimum thing is suspicious. They've got to go and act on it and got to go do it. And they were just, this is their crafty, cunning questions, trick questions. Yeah. Slip up, sort of catch them out.
Try glazer.
Yeah, and I didn't even understand that till they said, well, obviously Germans do 3 with the thumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty interesting, that, actually.
Yeah, it's good. Jimmy?
Going back to the same scene, you talked about the shoe. When they were all down there, why wouldn't they have picked up the shoe? They took her out.
Both shoes.
Both shoes.
They don't leave stuff of hers on the floor.
That's a good point.
Why
Sloppy.
would they do that?
A bit sloppy.
She's
And,
a double
and her
agent.
signature with
Yeah.
her lipstick on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they would have cleaned up that place.
Well-
You think they would have set it on fire or done something?
Oh,
With
yeah.
gasoline.
You're right, actually. It should have been just
They,
firebombs.
they would have cleaned up some sort. They don't just walk out and go, "We'll just leave all the evidence there."
Yeah.
The Bastard team, apart from Til Schweiger or Stieglitz, not the most scary looking bunch
No.
of men.
Yeah, but they can still shoot a gun.
No, but when you sit there, like you're
Yeah.
looking at
They all
the
look
little
like
man, I was like,
They-
that in,
I think
yeah, they all look like Leonard off Big Bang Theory.
That-
yeah, they do. Donny
that's right.
Donowitz, obviously, and Stieglitz.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Eli Roth, he's quite buff. He's
Yeah.
got some guns on him.
Yeah. But these
So
guys.
Eli Roth put on 35 pound of muscle, whatever that is in kilos, to
Yeah,
the
15
kilos.
kilos.
But he also went a little bit too far, in my opinion. He learnt that the backstory of his particular bastard was that he was a hairdresser in New York or New Jersey or whatever. So the cunt went and learned how to be a hairdresser as part
That's
of his
some-
backstory
that's
and
some
learned how to
method.
cut hair.
That's a bit
That's
messy.
some method shit. That's some unnecessary method shit.
Michelle Laurent went and learned how to be a protectionist.
Yeah.
did protectionist stuff.
Now, while we're I've got a little video here about while we're talking about the bear Jew.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
You know, it's a role you turned down that I was shocked by.
What?
Quentin Tarantino wanted you to play the bear Jew.
Yes.
And Eli Roth ended up doing it.
No, I wanted to do it. It was just Judd was shooting funny people at the same time.
Did that break your heart when the movie came out?
Well, you know what broke my heart more is Tarantino. I know him, and
Right.
for years he was telling me he wrote it for me.
Oh.
And so I was always excited to shoot it with him.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, I called him up. I said, I don't know if I can do it because I got Judd. And he goes, okay, cool, don't worry about it.
Wow.
So that was Adam Sandler was first choice for the bear Jew.
He would have been
Would've been
great.
funny.
Would have been great.
He
Yeah.
would have been
Yeah.
great. He would have been great.
Yeah, and he would have had a golf club too.
He would have been a golf
Happy
club.
Gilmore style.
Would have been happy bear Jew.
He's an excellent dramatic actor, Adam Sandler.
Yeah, he's very good.
Mm.
He's very good.
Well, Happy Gilmore 2 coming shortly.
I know.
Yeah, can't wait.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
care.
know.
I don't
Yeah.
care. It's going to be golf.
Are we going to review it?
Unnecessary.
Are we going to review it?
Well, no Chubbs Peterson either, though.
No.
Chubbs
Coming to America,
Oof.
Axel
No, this will
Foley.
be. They can't stuff this
unnecessary.
up.
No,
We'll see.
Unnecessary.
We'll see. Gee, any more bad?
Just one quick one. I just thought about the start. Why didn't Shoshana run towards the trees? I know she was scared out of her mind. She's running, but you think you might have made a beeline
Or
for
do
the,
some zigzags.
yeah, beeline, not just running straight down the grass.
Battle of the
where they were-
Bastards.
Yeah.
Battle of the Bastards style.
Yeah.
Zigzag, you idiot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I don't understand why they
yes.
just didn't chase it down on their three.
You know what you would have been doing if you were running? Just head stepping.
Oh,
No,
man.
you would have been head stepping up the hill.
Massive head step.
Just said it would have been like straight line, just watching this head wobble. But if he's trying to get your head,
Yeah.
sniper's nightmare.
Yeah,
You are a
Yeah.
sniper's nightmare with your head movement.
Okay, gee, I'm gonna double down on your Shoshana, and I'm gonna say Shoshana should have finished Zola off. 3 shots, walk
Oh,
over, 1 in the head.
Well, he
it's
looked
done.
dead. He looked
Yeah, but
dead.
3 shots in the back, 1 in the head. You got to be better than
And then
that. Shoshana.
he was pretty smart there,
he
wasn't
was
he?
gaming
He
it.
did.
He was gaming it. He was
yeah.
gaming it.
So this
definitely
take on my review of the flick, I really got what he was trying to do. Like she was the opposite of Nazi. Like she actually had some concern for this guy, even though he was
Yeah.
a combative soldier. She was like, "Oh God, what have I done? This is not me," and it cost her a life, unfortunately. But yeah, it was good. I thought it was.
But he
excellent
was
how
also
they played him
remorseful
off.
too. Remember, he said, "Look, I don't like watching this."
No, but then he tried to rape her.
Well, no, she said.
No,
Well,
but he
he
was.
did,
He
yeah,
did. He was like,
I know.
"You can't talk to me." He
just
became
said-
a Nazi.
But I think he did show just a little bit of remorse, and that's why she went to help him.
Yeah, well, he's having PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geez, he must have been unbelievable.
Unbelievable shot. Now, I don't know. Like in the guys in the bell tower in Saving Private Ryan lasted 16 minutes.
Just get one tank,
one tank,
blow that
bang.
up. Yeah.
Tank, just a rocket
RPG.
launcher,
Yeah.
isn't he?
I would have thrown a.
It's not
well,
Rambo 2G, man.
You would have thrown it like a ninja star,
Oh, mate, just a ninja star.
straight between the eyes.
Straight through the gate.
Yeah.
Look, I've got to say, firearms are like they're just a normal part of life of living on the land. And if I was If I was Private Zola up in the bell tower, I too would have probably taken out 300.
You've done
It's
300?
just,
Yeah.
It's just you can't unlearn it. You just either have it or you don't. When it comes to shooting BB guns.
Do you shoot to the left
Swerve
with a gun?
Look,
it's like the movie Wanted where they curve bullets.
I compensate for other parts of me that lean a tiny bit to the left when I shoot.
Right. Okay. Okay. G-Man or anyone got anything for ugly?
No, I've pretty much covered everything there.
I've got two uglies.
Go for it, Damo.
They said the word Nazis far too many times. Brad Pitt said it every
Nazis.
second. Yeah.
Nazis.
Killing Nazis. I don't know what the count is. But they said it a million times.
They said it a lot.
And the other thing too, this movie was just one big rip-off of 14 Fists of McCluskey.
You got a horn for 14 Fists of McCluskey.
It was like the flames. It was a little bit different.
You know that when we build the Born to Watch studio up in the backyard, that I'm getting a huge 14 Fists of McCluskey poster.
I'd love that and the Satan's Alley poster.
Yeah.
I reckon.
How many times do you reckon they said the word Nazi?
Oh, I reckon 70.
I'm going to say 51.
Morgs?
111.
73 times.
Oh, how good am I?
Very close.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. I don't have anything for ugly, but what it is time for, and this is ugly, Dan's Quickfire. Take it away.
Movies. Yes. Welcome back, F-Wits. We're going to kick it off with not particularly my favorite segment, but I do like to laugh along at myself. It's lookalike. It's lookalike. It tends to stray into F. Murray Abraham style rough nuts
Skexes.
And comparing them to me, Skexes from but the
Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal, that's right. Any lookalikes from that? I've already said Michael Fassbender. We're both a bit pasty, a little bit skinny. Anyone else that you thought was a lookalike in this film?
Yep. I reckon you're even pasty that. I reckon you're Goebbels.
Oh,
Skinny Morgs is Goebbels. Just needs
I
to
tell you what,
And
when
he's the
when
advertising
from
man too.
behind with his interpreter, that did sound a lot
Mate,
like me.
He's the leader of the German movie industry, just much like you are in Australia.
Career path.
You know, same.
Yeah.
We do. Hey, he did what he had to do. He went to when he was
went
called
to
up,
NIDA.
he fought for his country, but he's an artiste at heart. So yeah, I'll take that. I'll accept that.
Morgs can handle his piss like Wilhelm in the basement.
He was sorted. Max. Yeah, with his
No, some was Max.
Some was Max, yeah.
Max the Milligan.
I did have another one.
Oh,
which Whitey will know, but you guys might not. Pierre Lapidite. He's a dead set ringer for John Rahm, the golfer.
Oh, he's actually, yeah.
He's a dead set ringer for him.
Okay.
Skinnier.
Good
John
call.
Rahm.
Don't know him.
Good call. I'll accept all of those except John Rahm because golf is for gay guns. And next up, 5-minute movie.
Yes.
What could one of the characters have done to make this a really fast movie demo? Anything that could have happened at the start that may not have made us see au revoir, Shoshana, and the rest.
They could have killed Shoshana.
Unless old mate got the axe and axe styled Brock Landers when he came in the room.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can make this a 5-minute.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Well,
too many
no,
pieces in his
I think
puzzle.
Damo's onto something there. It was a bit like watching Dally Cherry Evans, the dog see last night when Adam Fanua Blake was near the line and he decided not to make the tackle. But it appeared he could have sacrificed himself for his friends underneath the floor.
Yeah.
But he gave him up. He gave him up and decided he'd save himself. So I think you're onto it.
Yeah, but
Damo.
he's thinking of his 3 daughters.
Yeah,
because the 3 daughters are going to get killed as well.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. Maybe the German soldiers would have gone, oh, thank God you got rid of that asshole.
Absolutely.
Left.
I agree with you, Morgs. I don't know. He's a farmer. He's got that land strength.
Yeah,
he
farm
could
strength.
probably just
Farm strength, yeah.
He could have just ripped,
wrestling cows.
Could have ripped Landers' throat out.
He could have. Yeah.
He could have been like Clyde from Every Which Way But Loose and just like plucked his arms off with his
in a
arms.
5-minute movie, if the bastards fell out of the plane, like their plane didn't, their plane crashed.
Okay.
That could have been it.
Yeah.
Right. There's no bastards.
Absolute cow. 100%. I'll accept all 3 of those suggestions. Well played, gentlemen. Next up, the golden ticket for anything from this film that's passed over into popular culture. Whitey, what do you think?
Look, I think it's a hard one for popular culture. If you can use maybe Christoph Waltz,
I think so.
would be one.
Yeah.
But one that I use a little bit is "That's a bingo."
Yeah. I think it's got to be cinephiles that get into it, but I do drop a lot of calls from this, and I know the G does as well. I think it probably not golden ticket-esque, but has passed over into
I think
culture.
if you said to someone au revoir, Shoshana, a lot of people would know that.
Yeah,
you say that quite a bit, G-Man.
If you said bear Jew, I reckon someone might sort of know what you're talking about.
Definitely.
Well
Say
done.
Nazi.
Good call, everyone.
Say Gorlami.
Gorlami. Next up, pig-faced lickouts for the biggest douchebag character in the film, Gal. Was there anyone that you particularly didn't appreciate?
Yeah, the SS
or Deal or whatever.
Yeah, he was.
But he was a baddie though.
He was
the
a baddie.
dive in the
Hans Lander was
Brock
evil.
Landers is too evil. Yeah, he starts.
Say goodbye to your Nazi balls.
Yeah, he was a prick, wasn't he?
The soldiers that just shot the women under the floor, like.
Yeah, but that's their job though. What about Frederick Zoller?
Whitey,
I think
100%.
Yeah.
That guy was an annoying
dick.
Yeah, 100%.
And he actually plays in a great movie, Ron Howard movie, Rush, with Chris Hemsworth.
Oh,
and
he's
the guy. He's Nicky Lauda.
Nicky Lauda.
He plays Nicky Lauda.
That's a good flick. That's what
It's a great movie.
him,
Rush
actually.
is a great movie, and Nicky Lauda was one of the most unlikable humans on the planet, and he nails it.
Right.
And Frederick Zoller is a dickhead.
Nicky Lauda's a bit of a Morgs alike.
Absolutely. Pre and post fire on his skull. Yes. Thank you, Damo. Excellent. Very good analysis there, gentlemen. Next up, Steven Seagal running for a particularly poor showing of athletic prowess. Damo, anyone in there that you thought was a bit unco?
No, it was just everything Goebbels did, like his handshake and his things. But that was obviously the character. But geez, he was
he's
terrible.
rooting.
Goebbels' handshake was awful.
Everything,
movement. Yeah.
Shoshana she looked like me running away to the forest. Definitely a few crazy legs, but nothing too bad.
No, I don't think there's anyone. I think it's definitely the Goebbels handshake.
Mate, if you'd have made Sigourney run that length,
it'd
have been all over.
Oh yeah,
that would have been a
fallen
million
over.
scene.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That
Excellent
would be
call.
fantastic, wouldn't it? Get one of them, get Kim Mills and in a 100-meter race.
Kim Mills.
Let's organise it. The Born to Watch
and
100.
Maybe
and
we
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, get them all in a race.
You know, we might be able to get AI to do it.
Yeah, 100-meter race with all their styles.
Yeah.
And get Olivia Newton-John cartwheeling up the sideline.
Unco's supercut. Love it. Excellent, boys. Well done. We're getting through it. Next up, Robot Sentries for an additional scene you wanted to see for Inglourious Basterds. To tell you a little bit more about it, Whitey, anything else you wanted to know about this film?
No, I'm quite comfortable with at 2 hours 32.
Yeah, it couldn't have been any longer. I didn't need to see much more myself. Whitey, Damo, anything to add?
I would have liked to have seen the penny drop with old Brock Landers and Shoshana. Like,
I think he knows.
I think he knows, Damo.
I think he knows. So I've actually got something and listen to this.
Because of the strudel and the cream, you reckon?
Milk,
I think he knows. I think he knows.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, no, there was about that, but the thing was, the milk was like, obviously, that's a reference back, but the strudel is because it's she's Jewish, and I think
it's pork fat. It's
pork
made with pork fat. Yeah.
But I think,
but
I
didn't
think
know that. I didn't know the
but
recipe.
she doesn't know
ingredients.
She doesn't know that he is going to interrogate what's her name and not be in the theater. She thinks he's going to be in the theater, and he's going down with the rest of them.
Yeah,
like why wouldn't he be? He just happens to have to take Bridget von Hammersmark.
Yeah, she was thinking she's going to get her revenge.
So she's thinking he's in there. They're going to lock the door, and that's why she says in there like, "I'm the Jew that's getting you back." So I think she thinks he's going down. He's going to learn when he burns with everyone.
He was playing 4D chess with everyone.
Yeah,
he knew.
Oh yeah, he was
all
all
over.
He was
just so advanced with everyone.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Well played, gentlemen. Last up, Whitey's Brad Pitt. It could be Brad Pitt in this film. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. For what would you like to do to Monsieur Le Petit's daughters, Bridget von Hammersmark or Shoshana? Whitey, did Brad Pitt get trumped or is it Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt has been trumped because Brad Pitt's sporting the Michael Hutchence necktie.
He's got his jaw sticking out too.
So he's
got this massive overbite.
He has been trumped, and I'm going none of the major characters.
Yep.
I'm going to one of La Petite's daughters,
Yes,
Léa Seydoux,
Bang.
Yeah,
who
she's
is
gorgeous. Yeah,
absolutely stunning.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And
If we're all allowed to have a little bit of a French side piece, I think
Yeah.
that's where we'd go. Yeah.
she is absolutely gorgeous.
Yep. I'm with
And
you.
she's
I'm with
obviously in the James Bond movies with
Yeah.
Daniel Craig. And
you. She's in Mission Impossible as a bad.
She got a no Schmorbs policy. Oh, sorry, I don't want to tread on the Schmorbs.
no
report,
way.
but
She's got
in,
Morgs,
in Bond.
Morgs,
She's
you
no
just
Schmorbs.
wait.
I just
Mate,
gotta
you
shut the
wait.
fuck up.
This- you're
I'm
gonna
so
get-
sorry. Yeah.
you're going to get tier 1 and tier 2
Yeah, I know.
big
So
time.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This incredible Snorbs
Yeah.
report coming.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
in that.
And I might be as well.
The lesbian flick where maybe
Yep.
that is.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
3 colors
All right.
vag.
Yeah. Excellent, gentlemen. That was Quickfire. Well played.
Thank you, Daniel. The part of the show we've all been waiting for. Snorbs report.
Cockburn in.
Love it.
Yeah,
Do you still do my bit where I sung the song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
always
edited
gets
in.
the jingle.
You'd know that
edited
if you
that.
listen to the
That's
episode.
the magic. That's the magic of pod.
Report.
And then I cut it.
Yeah.
So us
Snorbs
going,
report.
Snorbs report.
yeah.
Excellent.
But like this, I think I should have had like a couple of apprentices with me
You needed
to
it.
do this.
This is a deep
one.
dive.
And,
Deep dive.
I had to pull short because I've never had so much material.
Oh, we've got Hall of Famers.
It's just at the end. I'm going to call it. There's a Hall of Famer in this.
I think there's a Hall of
my
Famer.
God.
Yeah, so it doesn't happen that often, but
Yeah.
you know, it's the French, mate. A
They love
fair
it.
dinkum.
The French love it.
But I'll just start with Matilda, who was Anne Sophie Frank. She was working in the bar
Yep.
downstairs. So the daughter of the guy,
Yep.
I think they were daughter.
Yep, they were was
So-
father and daughter.
In 2012, she's in Inquisito, getting her cans out there. In 2006, she's in a Mecopine, another
Oh.
French movie, getting an orcs out. There's a whole heap of other ones, but I'm only showing some
Major
highlights
ones.
because, there's too many.
Yeah.
Then let's go to Diane Kruger. Now, the standout for her is in 2025,
Wow.
The Shrouds, like just current. She's got a great set of cans, and it's probably the most that she's shown them, and it's this year now.
She's very slight.
yeah, well,
So I think she does. So you wouldn't need to have a heat for it to look
she's
good.
now 16 years older than she was in this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
And and old Vincent Cassel is rooting her in this. I swear he's rooted everyone, Vincent Cassel.
Yeah, I think he has.
Like
He's ugly too.
Yeah, and he's not
Ugly
yeah,
man.
Yeah, Mork's like
I've just pulled it up on the internet, Damo. I've pulled it
Yeah.
up on the internet.
Yeah,
Well,
I feel
Vincent is coming from behind and he's
Yes.
an impressive rack.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Damo.
In 2022, it's a tier 2 Snorbs report. She's doing lesbo scenes too.
Oh, I love that.
Wow.
I love Diane.
So she's done that. Let's go to Melanie Laurent, Shoshana.
Oh,
Show me, girl.
Wow.
Started in 2001 when she was like 19.
Oh yeah, nice. I like it.
2001 in C.S. Moncourt.
You're French.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Well,
Incredible pronunciation.
Well, in 2004, in The Last Day, she gets her cans out again. And in 2006, J'avais bien n'était pas pas.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Voulez-vous
Yeah.
overcome
And in
ça?
L'Amour Cache, 2007. So you got Melanie Laurent getting her cans out in those.
I was just doing a quick look
Hey,
online.
listen, you're not a Snorbs reporter. What are you trying to do?
I just said nude because I was Melanie Laurent breast bush scene in L'amour.
That's what we call Snorbs and Spadger in the Snorbs dictionary. Now here we're going to go straight to the Hall of Fame.
Okay, let's go.
Wait.
What?
Is Snorbs and Spadger a whole other discipline, or do you also excel in Spadger font?
Only if it's
Only if it's there.
No, it is a specialist field. There is but I only do it. Yeah. It's a specialist field, and I don't specialize in the Spadger. I specialize in the Snorb. It just happens if they're both in the same scene. then I'll report on it. But in 2000, okay, so Léa Seydoux, Charlotte La Petite, who is the daughter.
Yeah,
Yep,
love
Charlotte.
it.
Now, so as we said, she's been in James Bond and all that. So she's in with Anne Sophie Frank, Matilda,
Yeah.
Those two together are in a movie together. They're in the shower together, like in a girl's change rooms,
Like it.
with their cans out.
Carrie?
And that was Miss Copain. In 2008, she's in a movie called The Beautiful Person, getting them out. 2010, called Roses of Credit. 2012, Farewell My Queen. 2021, Deception. 2022, Crimes of the Trompier. And One Fine Morning. Right, this is Lea Seydoux. But let's go to 2013. Blue is the warmest color. Now, you all know this movie? Yeah, you know Blue is the warmest color.
This should be called Pink is the warmest color.
Yeah. So at Cannes, it won the Palme d'Or Award.
Wow.
Is that the most wankable movie?
It's the movie of the year, Palme d'Or.
Okay.
It won a Caesar Award. At the Cockburn Film Festival, it won the prestigious Show Us Your Tits Award. It won it, right? They spent 10 days filming the sex scene.
That's
10
crazy.
days?
And this is a full lesbo sex scene. Yep.
Wow.
So
They'd have to be
Lea
chaste.
Seydoux, this is unbelievable.
Chaste.
It is like one of the scenes is literally 5 minutes 40.
Yeah.
And it's almost, it is the greatest lesbian scene.
Of all time.
I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
So this is why we got Lea Seydoux to be inducted into the Snorbs Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
There you go. And that's it for the Snob Support Cockburn out.
That was amazing.
That's your
Amazing
best
report
yet.
tonight.
Your best.
That was a good Snorbs and Spadger report.
Yeah, it had it all.
Yeah.
Bit for the whole family.
It's for the whole family.
Something for the
And for all the sexualities.
That's right.
For all the sexualities. Well, not all of them, but two of them anyway.
Yeah.
Hetero and homo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Listen to this, G-Man. Take it away.
Okay. What have we got?
Stieglitz.
Now we've already hit a lot of those. Yeah. So speaking of Stieglitz, there was a roundtable discussion with. Have you got this, Whitey? With
No,
Brad Pitt
go
and
for
Quentin Tarantino. He's obviously a very well known German actor, like one of the best, like their Chris Hemsworth, I guess. I don't know, but someone like that. He'd
But
always
a bit more talented.
Yeah, but he's always refused to put on a Nazi uniform. Just wouldn't do it. He's got very real hatred of anything Nazi related. But when he was told he'd get to kill a Nazi in every scene that he's in the movie, he was like, "Yep,
Really?
I'll throw it on."
Yep.
Yeah. So he happily agreed to play that part. On Donnie Donowitz's bat, the Bear Jew's bat, he's got a whole heap of names.
Yeah.
And one of those names he has on there is Anne Frank.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right, she's Anne Frank. Now, funnily enough, the role of Shoshana Dreyfus's father, Jacob, who's
Dead.
briefly seen hiding beneath the floorboards.
It's Jakob.
Jakob.
Thank you.
Oh, Freddie Jakobsen.
Yeah, it's Jakob.
It's Jakob, was played by a guy named Patrick Elias, whose father, Buddy Elias, was the first cousin of Anne Frank.
Oh, I thought you were going to say first cousin of Benny Elias.
John Elias.
Yeah.
John Elias.
One more for you. When Brad Pitt at the end says Enzo Gorlami.
Yeah.
Gorlami. That is the birth name of the director of the original The Inglourious Basterds 1978 movie, whose name is Enzo G. Castellari, but he went under Gorlami.
Gorlami. Funny. Damo, anything?
No, I spent too long bloody
Snorbs. No, you get a pass.
Yeah.
Dan on the land, anything from you?
Yeah, I got two. So the very brutal scene where Christoph Waltz attacks Diane Kruger and chokes her. Quentin Tarantino himself stepped in and did the close-ups on that, so that his hands are actually choking her because he was worried that Christoph wouldn't do it enough or would do it too much. So yeah, Quentin is a hand model, and he actually went pretty hard, and he
nearly choked her out.
Yeah. So it was he wanted to get it exactly right, and he was concerned that it wouldn't come from the two actors themselves. So well done there. And then the other one was we talk about two and a half hours or 2 hours 30 minutes of this film. His original cut was actually another 40 minutes on top of that. So there's several cuts and several scenes that didn't actually make the cut, and there was a lot more of Donnie the Bear Jew Donovitz that was in the cut scenes. And one of the most interesting ones was when Bridget von Hammerschmark gets shot and is in the doggy doctor's office. there's a scene cut where Donnie actually convinces the doggy doctor that he should work on Bridget von Hammerschmark. And the way he does that is actually shooting 2 of the dogs in the kennel to get the attention of the doggy doctor. And you can actually see the current scenes the dead dogs in their cages in the scene.
It's the first time I'd seen it this time watching it. That there's a dog with a bullet hole that's dead. And I'm thinking, how's that dog dead? Why is it shot?
Yeah.
Well done, Dan.
Wow. Shot 2 dogs. Fucking hell. No one shoots dogs on screen. That's ridiculous. Glad they cut that out.
Jaws, the old Pippet.
Pippet was sacrificed.
Pippet got eaten by Jaws.
But
it doesn't happen very often.
It's only an entree for the kid. Brad Pitt, it's the only Weinstein company, which is in The Ugly. It's a Weinstein. Or its previous iteration, Miramax. It's the only movie that he has starred in for them because he wanted nothing to do with, obviously, Harvey Weinstein because he attempted to sexually assault Gwyneth Paltrow when they were together.
Right. Yeah,
and Brad Pitt fronted Harvey and was like, fuck, enough's enough, you fat Jabba the Hutt fuck.
Well done, Brad Pitt. Hollywood loves him for that exact fact.
So he became a hero overnight because of that. Now, I want to just play a little interview here with Christoph Waltz on the motivations behind the character, which will be, I think, quite eye-opening for everyone.
Finding people is my specialty, so naturally I worked for the Nazis finding people, and yes, some of them were Jews, but Jew hunter? Just a name that stuck.
I was barefoot, and I was out in Italy on the lawn, and I stepped into the thistle. Just the very second Quentin said on the phone, "Christoph, you're my man."
Now, if one were to determine what attribute the German people share with a beast, it would be the cunning and the predatory instinct of a hawk. But if one were to determine what attributes the Jews share with the beast, it would be that of the rat.
The toughest language to act in is the one with the worst script. So, in this case, it was all one. Sometimes I didn't even notice which language it was.
Mi dispiace, ma devo rapire la sua compagnia soltanto per un momento.
The text is so good in Inglourious Basterds, and it makes so much sense, at least to me it does, that if it makes a lot of sense in a very specific way, the language is the logical consequence of that. So if you, really go with it, who cares what language it is in?
So, a bit of a smart ass going that he didn't even realise what language he was acting in.
He's probably telling the truth, though.
Yeah, I know. He's just in the moment.
Up, speaking 3
languages.
It's
so normal, yeah.
Okay. Well done, gents. Quotables. Anything from anyone?
We said my favourite ones, which was Giorno and Mercy but the 5 snaps, orange whip, orange whip, 5. But I can't remember when Brad Pitt got Stieglitz out. You got something along the lines of I think you show great talent. I take pride in myself in finding, great talent like yours. You got great talent at killing Nazis. Can't remember exactly what he said, but it was kind of funny, just making out that this is like a special. You got a special skill, and I've got an eye for this sort of shit. Bangiano.
Anything, G-Man?
I really liked. You probably heard we ain't in the prisoner taking business. We're in the killing Nazi business.
The Nats.
And cousin, business is a booming. The other one I did like, and probably Brad Pitt gets a lot of the good lines, and so does Christoph Waltz in this. But when they're talking to each other, when he's when he first takes Aldo Raine captive, and he's like, now as far as your paisanos, Sergeant Donowitz and Private Omar, and he said, how do you know our names? Lieutenant Aldo, if you don't think I would interrogate every single one of your swastika mark survivors, well, we simply aren't operating on the level of mutual respect, I assume. I just love it. He's so indignant. He's like,
how dare you?
Yeah. Oh,
hang on.
That's all right. That'll be cut out.
Is that the bear Jew?
That's all right. Well, I'm going to make sure that we do the separate. we do a take of the separate audio levels, and that will just go up on social media again with Morg's farting. It'll be. We're going to have a fart orchestra. Dan, you got anything for quotables?
Yeah, I'm with G. I think Raine gets a lot of the good stuff, and then at the end, where Aldo, Raine, and Hans Land have the two-hander, it's like, you know where I'm from? Yeah, where is that exactly? Marindale, Tennessee. I've done my share of bootlegging. Up here, if you engage in what the federal government calls illegal activity, but we call just a man trying to make a living for his family selling moonshine liquor, it behooves oneself to keep his wits. Long story short, we hear a story too good to be true. It ain't.
Generally is.
Sitting in your chair, I would probably say the same thing. And 999.999 times out of a million, you would be correct. But in the pages of history, every once in a while, fate reaches out and extends its hand. What shall the history books read? Pretty good.
Yeah, so good. There's actually, I've got another little video here, but I really like when Bridget von Hammersmark's on the table and she's like, I know this is a silly question, but before I ask it, but can you Americans speak any other language besides English? I'm just like, no, because none of them can.
Yeah.
And the Australians are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same, except me and Gail.
Yeah. But I do I also do like Stiglitz. That makes three of us, and at this range, I'm a real Frederick Zoller. He's down in the guy.
Shoots his nuts off.
Yeah, it's so good.
Say goodbye to your Nazi balls.
But there's a really good, and I promise this is the last little clip I'm going to play. But it's
Oh my
really
fucking god!
I know.
Yeah, he likes his.
But this is a really good clip towards the end of the movie, and we just saw some of it before, but this is the whole thing.
So you're Aldo the Apache.
So you're the Jew hunter.
I'm a detective. A damn good detective. Finding people is my specialty, so naturally I worked for the Nazis finding people, and yes, some of them were Jews, but Jew hunter? Just a name that stuck.
Well, you do have to admit, it is catchy.
Do you control the nicknames your enemies bestow on you? Aldo the Apache and the Little Man?
What do you mean, the little man?
German's nickname for you.
The German's nickname for me is the little man?
And as if to make my point, I'm a little surprised how tall you were in real life. I mean, you're a little fellow, but not circus midget, little as your reputation would suggest.
Where's my man? Where's Bridget von Hammersmark?
Well, let's just say she got what she deserved. And when you purchase friends like Bridget von Hammersmark, you get what you pay for.
Very good.
So good. The little man thing, he's got this habit. He's really got he's so brilliant at just putting little bits of levity, and then that end bit where he just changes about the Bridget von Hammersmark and he just goes evil again.
Yeah.
You know, he goes from the circus midget.
Nicknames, which is, it's just a funny topic of conversation. How you get nicknames, who controls it, just a random, outside of war conversation.
For sure.
And then,
very funny. Okay, 1 degree of Kurt Russell. We've got Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
That's very easy.
Pretty straightforward.
Film school for F-wits.
Great.
Yes, F-wits. Look, I am an unabashed fan of Quentin Tarantino. I could have wanked on for hours about what I love about his films. I could have gone and talked about how this is shot like a Western in that 70mm print, which is just incredible. But no, I'm going to give you F-wits what you want, which is another go of trivia. This time, all about the films of Quentin Tarantino. Now, all of the questions have been chosen at random. I've had some of you reach out on the MySpace to say, give it to Captain Lickouts. That is not the case. It is just randomly chosen. These guys have the opportunity to win themselves. Let's begin in round 1, which I'm going to call the bloody beginnings. First up is the G-Man. G, what was Quentin Tarantino's first feature-length film as a director?
Reservoir Dogs.
Absolutely
He's got fucking
correct.
IMDb open again.
I don't think any of us needed to
cheat.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got it right.
I don't think I would have got it right. I know Whitey would have got it right.
Gow's a cheat.
Oh, please.
Unbelievable. Well done, Gow. That's a point for you.
Next, completely denying it.
Yeah, he said he's denying it. Yeah.
Next up for Damo. Damo.
Yep.
Who plays Mr. Pink in Reservoir Dogs, and what issue does he take with tipping waitresses? Damo.
Well, I've seen this movie once, and I'm pretty
What?
sure it's Steve Buscemi. Why do I have to be Mr. Pink? Why,
Pink is for pussy.
and I don't tip. Why do I tip? I don't know. I just remember the conversation. I don't know why he doesn't tip.
Absolutely
know why.
correct. That is a point for you. Disgusted with the fact you've only seen it once. Do not compute. However, well done. You get a point. Question number 3, round 1, bloody beginnings for Mr. Whitey. Mr. Whitey. In Reservoir Dogs, what color is Mr. Blue's? Reservoir Dogs. Yeah. What color is Mr. Blue's tie? What song plays during Mr. Blonde's infamous torture scene? And which ear does he cut off?
Oh, I do remember that.
Left
gotta know the
or
song.
right? Whitey, very gettable. Shall I reread?
Okay. The tie. No. The tie is black. Yep. The song is Stuck in the Middle with You, and it's the
Still as well.
Yeah, and it is the right ear of the guy.
It was Michael Madsen, was it?
It is
Cutting her
Michael
off?
Madsen, who's just a blonde. Yeah.
So close. 2 out of 3. Unfortunately,
it's
can't
left ear.
give you the full point. No, it was the right ear.
Oh, okay, it's
it was
right ear,
stuck
okay.
in the middle with you. The tie is dark or navy blue. No point, Whitey.
Wow.
What a crock of shit.
No
Anyway.
point. So after round 1, we have Damo and Gow on 1 point, Whitey on 0. Round 2. Round 2. Written but not directed. Written but not directed. Round 2. Gow. First up in round 2. Which 1993 film was written by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Tony Scott? Gow.
Oh,
that's an easy one. True Romance.
Oh, it's easy when you got it open.
Absolutely
We know
correct.
that. Quentin's only got like 8 movies.
Oh, it's not that easy, Gow. You did very well there. Well done.
Yeah, Gow's done it. Gow's amazing at this.
Yeah.
Question number 2. A tougher one for Damo, considering the breadth of his cinema intake, as pointed out by one S. Nixon from Suffolk Street, Colorado Plateau, calling him "what a cunt" on numerous occasions. Question number 2. In From Dusk Till Dawn, what kind of creatures do the Gecko brothers, played by George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino, encounter in the bar? What kind of creatures do they encounter in the bar, Damo?
Oh, vampires.
Absolutely correct. Don't say it like it's not an easy one, Damo. You fucking nailed that. Well done. 2 for Gow, 2 for Damo, 0 for Whitey. Question
Give him
number
a
3.
Pretty in Pink question or a 16 Candles question.
Question number 3. No, it's all Quentin Tarantino question.
Question
Question number 3. In True Romance, what comic book is Clarence seen reading? What fast food item does Drexel order before getting shot? And what song plays during the shootout in the hotel, Whitey? Do you need me to read them again?
Song?
Yeah, just sorry. What's the third one?
What comic book is Clarence seen reading?
Yep.
What fast food item does Drexel order before getting shot? And what song plays during the shootout in the hotel, Whitey?
Comic book is the Hulk. The song is the food is Chinese.
I'd go with Chinese too.
And
cheeseburger.
The song is no idea.
That was an easy one.
So from the top,
these are just random.
You should have known this. Clarence reads The Silver Surfer. Quentin Tarantino plot the voice. He
in Crimson Tide.
Revisits Red and Crimson Tide, yes.
Crimson Tide.
Drexel orders a cheeseburger, as Gow knew, of course, because he's an excellent trivialist.
No, I just guessed that. Because they have cheeseburgers in Pulp Fiction.
As everyone knows,
Royale with cheese.
The song, as everyone knows, was Wounded Bird by Charles and Eddie. Yeah, 0 out of 3. Whitey, I can't give you a point.
Can't you see they're open wide? Would I lie to you, baby?
I don't know if that's the song.
That's Charles and Eddie, though.
Yeah, okay, it's not the song.
Yeah, it's Charles and Eddie.
All right.
I thought
2 for Gal, 2 for Damo, 0
Steps on the dance floor.
Reminds me, baby, of you. Round number 3, Kill Bill and Other Slices. Question 1 for Gal. Gal, what is the bride's real name in Kill Bill, which is revealed in volume 2? What is the bride's real name in Kill Bill, which is revealed in volume 2? What
he's scrolling.
is
He's scrolling.
the
He's
bride's
He's
real
scrolling.
That is not
name
cheating.
He's scrolling.
in Kill Bill revealed?
He's gonna have to close his eye fucking laptop.
What is?
He's giving you more time. Yeah, look it up, Gal.
Is the buzzer going to go off soon?
It
What is-
rhymes
what's-
with
What's the name?
Beatrix Bideau.
Beatrix Bideau.
Beatrix.
Correct,
Beatrix Kiddo.
Gal. Beatrix
Beatrix
Kiddo.
Kiddo.
Well done, Gal. 1 point for Gal. 3 points for Gal. Question number 2 for Damo.
Yeah.
Damo, which legendary martial arts actor plays Pai Mai, the bride's brutal teacher? Tough one, Damo. Which legendary martial arts actor plays Pai Mai, the bride's brutal teacher? Now, this is a tough question, so
Yeah.
I will accept one vowel that features in his name.
You may not understand who the guy is, but it's Pai Mei.
Right.
But anyway, if you want to go Pai Mai,
Well,
you might get it wrong.
I have
Just
a feeling.
if you pick a vowel and it's in it, you get the answer.
Crouching Tiger. I don't even know. I can't remember.
Chow
his
Yun
name.
Fat.
I was going to say Chow Yun Fat. Yeah.
It's not
Chow Yun Fat.
Chow Yun Fat. There is an O in Chow Yun Fat, and you are absolutely correct. Gordon Liu is his name.
Oh, good grief.
And yes, you did receive a carryover point for a correct
that O.
vowel choice.
What
Well
about the
done.
Navy
3
tie?
for Gal, 3
No.
for Damo.
I know.
Can we
Question
go
number
back to the
3.
Navy tie and Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah. You said
Question
black.
number 3. No table talk, please. List all of the 5 members of the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad and the order in which they die across both films. Plus, for a bonus, what cereal is used to conceal a gun? Whitey, do you need me to read it again?
No, I forget their fucking names.
Well, one of them's your favourite song, Whitey. My name's Johnny Pettimore.
Is the okay? So
Copperhead Road.
is the cereal is the cereal called Kapow?
I'm going to give you that. It's actually called Kaboom, but that was excellent. So well done.
Okay.
Yeah, very close. So that's 1 out of 3. Well done.
So then, what is Lucy?
The
Lou's
members
name in it?
of the Deadly Viper Assassination
Charlie's
Squad.
Angels.
I'm going to give you 2: Ellie Driver and Bill.
Okay. I'm not going to get it. What's Lucy Lou's name in it?
10 seconds.
10.
3.
No, I don't know their names. I don't know their
Yeah,
names.
I don't know.
That's not a bingo. Members are Oren Ishii, Vanita Green,
Ishii.
Bud, Ellie Driver, and Bill.
Charles
And the death
Martineau.
order is Vanita is second, Oren is first, Bud is third, L is fourth, and Bill is fifth. Well done.
I knew that.
Good job on getting the cereal, though. I'm
She was
actually going to
cotton
give you. I'm going to give you a full point for getting close to the cereal. So currently
Dan.
it is 3 for Gal, 3 for Damo, and 1 for
Got that O.
And there'll be one question left, so I can't even.
final round.
There we go.
Oh, Jesus, have we got another
Gal.
round?
Once Upon a Tarantino. Final round. Gal. Which actor plays stuntman Cliff Booth in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Gal.
Unbelievable.
Buongiorno.
Gorlami.
Lieutenant Aldo Raine.
Yes.
Absolutely correct. Gal with a maximum 4 points. Could be our
Wow.
winner with this.
And he
Damo.
plays a stuntman. He plays a stuntman in Inglourious Basterds. That's what he is. He's a famous stuntman.
Oh,
Italian
yeah,
stuntman.
right, yeah.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go. Well done, Whitey. Doesn't get
Give me a point for that, you
knowledge.
fuckface.
Yeah,
No,
no
yeah.
points. Damo, question number 2, round 4. In Pulp Fiction, what dance move does Uma Thurman's character do during the twist contest? Pretty hard, this one, I must say.
Is it the Batusi?
Oh my God. Absolutely stunning answer. 4 out of 4 for Damo. Absolutely correct. Well done. Final question. Whitey, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, what is the name of Rick Dalton's Italian Western film? Also, what brand of dog food does Cliff feed his pit bull? And which real TV show does Dalton guest star on with a flamethrower?
Guest star on with a flamethrower.
What is the name of Rick Dalton's Italian Western film? What brand?
Okay, so is the Italian Western film? Is it? Oh fuck! It's not Nebraska Jim, is it?
It is Nebraska Jim. Yeah. Well done, Mr. White. What is the dog's food?
Oh, the dog food is something gross. It's gross, but I'm going to just pass on that one for the second. And the third one is stars in it with the TV show that's actually a real TV show.
Stars? Which real TV show? So in fact, it
actually was a TV show.
Yeah, it was a TV show, not necessarily
FBI.
fiction. Correct.
FBI.
2 out of 3. Do you want to have a crack at the dog food? I may give you
Dickie Die. Mad Max.
Not correct, but good reference.
Is it Wolf's Tooth?
Oh my God. You have done it, Whitey. I just saw that absolute ruiner of my game on the couch. Give it to you, but well
you
done.
You damn ruiner.
You know what? I'm going to actually give this to Whitey because he did, unfortunately.
Oh, that's bullshit. I got the O. I got the O in Chow Young Fat
on this one, and he did well. Gentlemen, well done to you all, Whitey.
Gordon Liu.
Well done.
Yeah. Daniel, amazing.
Well
done, Daniel. Amazing. Another quality quiz, which is not rigged in any way, shape, or form. I love it. And we're staying with Dan because he's been away for a month and more. It is Kick-Ass credit song. Daniel, take it away. What do you got?
Now, didn't I blow up Deluxe on the line when I realized I had to do the Kick-Ass credit song? But
I'm glad.
Thankfully for me, this one came to me in a mere matter of minutes. And I'm proud to deliver today, if it's for you, the Kick-Ass credit song titled The Aussie Brad Pitt.
Ooh.
Kick-Ass credit song, The Aussie Brad Pitt. Here we go. 97 Aussie weapon leaving the hood. Mutt assassin panty hassling up to no good. First stop Honolulu, straight on the piss. Morgs and new Marines mates swinging a miss. Next stop Canada, now G's heating up. Got a nose full of lady flange, give it a nudge. But better be egg-grade lady flange to get that 7-inch snake in a huff. Unless they are stand...
Can we go Veg Assassin
with his nose up there?
Oh, sorry, I couldn't stop. Oh. sorry.
It's just like
to get
laugh.
Wow.
To get that 7-inch snake in a huff. Unless they are standout mound, he won't give a stuff. The G-Man's on the travels and he's out there to slay. His ugly, gangly, no-cuffed mate is gonna need to pay. His standards are so high and he just won't concede. It stands or take a hike for the Aussie Brad Pitt G.
Fuck me, Dad.
Oh, it's gonna kill him singing this.
Into the chorus. The Aussie Brad Pitt, taking down only minks. The Aussie Brad Pitt, missionary only, no bedroom tricks. The Aussie Brad Pitt, they love his baby teeth. The Aussie Brad Pitt, they never make him sheep. The Aussie Brad Pitt, single mummy's fair game. The Aussie Brad Pitt puts the rest of us to shame. The Aussie Brad Pitt, fucking tens is his game. The Aussie Brad Pitt, G Money is his name. Yeah, the Aussie Brad Pitt. Oh yeah, doesn't make a box. Yeah.
investigate.
What about they never make him sheath?
Jesus.
Oh, that had not.
One of your best.
Not a lot to do with the movie. But
Nothing to do with the
it
movie.
should be played at the
Exactly
credits.
to do with the movie.
Yes.
The movie had Brad Pitt, and we've got our Brad
There's
Pitt.
a link. There is a link. No, it's a fair link. It's a solid link. Undeniable link.
Oh.
Well done, Daniel. Star of the show, Damo. Who you got?
I think Brad Pitt was probably my favourite because I found him kind of funny. But obviously Brock Landers. As I said, anyone that could make Hitler not the villain is doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'll go for Christoph Waltz.
Okay, G-Man.
I would have Christoph Waltz. I think Quentin Tarantino is amazing, as we said, about being able to write this for so long and in so many languages. It's a split heat. Oh, it's so tough.
Pick one, yeah.
Christoph.
Okay, Dan. What do you got?
I'm with you guys. It was a toss-up for the both of those guys, but for me, it's Quentin, who writes a fucking film in multiple languages and has it that brilliant. Well done, Mr. Tarantino.
Okay, I've got Christoph Waltz, but QT a close second. Well done, gentlemen. The rank bank. Options here: bloody baseball bats, apple strudels, explosive movie premieres, basement bar shootouts, Nazi scalps,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Jew hunters, horny French interpreters, giant faces, World War II fairy tales.
Yeah, I like Nancy Scalps because it is undeniable what movie it is.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go Nazi scalps. Good point.
Nazi scalps. Okay, that was good. That was easy. Let me just bring the sheet up. All right. Better move it. Here we go. Okay. Bear with me. G-Man, how many Nazi scalps you giving Inglourious Basterds?
4.75 Nazi scalps.
4.75. Okay, all right. I like that. Damo,
Yeah,
how many Nazi scalps?
Nancy Scalps. Look, it did surprise me. This movie, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. But in saying that, I don't love it. I think it's pretty good. I'll give it 3.5.
3.5. Wow.
Yep.
Dan, how many Nazi scalps?
I love the filmography of Quentin Tarantino. If someone held a gun against my head and said you can only watch one QT film for the rest of your life, it would be this one. I do like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood equally as well,
like
but this one just nudges it for me. It's a hard 5 for me. Thank you, Quentin. Whitey's mate Quentin, who he met at the State Theatre before taking a kebab world down. Massive kebab on the way home in DY. What a great night that must have been for you. And you splooged in your pants. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it gets... Inglourious Basterds gets 4 Nazi scalps from me, plus an extra 1 for the pants splooging. So it is a hard 5. It's a hard 5, and
Well
even
done.
with
Well
it's
done,
it's
sir.
actually a hard 6 with the pants splooging. I'm with you, Dan. Forever and a Day, Pulp Fiction has been my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
And I actually think it's probably the more intricate film, Pulp Fiction. And from a movie making perspective, it's probably his best film. Most enjoyable film is this by far. I love this film. I think it is so funny. It is so violent. It's great. It hits all the beats that I love. So it's a hard 5. G-Man, where does that put Inglourious Basterds on the rank bank?
Inglourious Basterds comes in equal with 4.56 Nazi scalps and 4.56 Uzi 9mm.
Terminator.
Terminator.
Nice.
It is right above 4.5 flamethrowers for the Thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Great.
Right above 4.5 fava beans.
Oh, Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
But
And this is the company it needs to be in. Yeah. This is perfect.
Also, Back to the Future and Shawshank rock in at 4.5. It is below, I can't believe I'm saying this, 4.58 tossable dwarves for Lord of the rings the two towers.
It's a magnificent movie.
That would have been a 4-baller with those two fucking chuckleheads for sure.
I think I would have given that a 5.
You gave it a 5.
That's
Hard 5.
It's a undeniable movie.
It was only two votes on that one too.
Yeah, it was me and Damo.
Yeah.
But anyway, that brings us into spot number 20, equal 23rd.
Okay, I like it. It's in good. It's in good company,
Deserved.
gentlemen. It's been almost as long as the movie. This episode.
Well played us. Well played
There's-
us.
There's been some highlights. There's been a few lowlights.
Had it all.
It's a standard Born to Watch episode. People, next week we're going back to the 90s. And I'm not sure whether we have done a movie with this guy in it yet. G-Man, have we done a Clint Eastwood movie yet?
You did bloody Magnum, didn't you?
Oh, we did Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry,
We
yeah.
did Dirty Harry.
But
Okay.
still, we can talk about Clint all night.
We are doing our second Clint Eastwood movie, In the Line of Fire.
Oh.
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich, yeah. Rene Russo.
Rene Russo.
Rene
yeah.
Russo. This is undeniably 90s cinema and a lot of fun. And it's Clint at one of his best performances,
Good
late
performance.
stage career.
Mm.
A lot of fun. Look, 2 of you won't be here. It'll be me and G. We might have a special guest. It's going to be fun. Clint Eastwood, In the Line of Fire. Do your homework. For now, au revoir, Shoshana.
Nice one. Au revoir.